Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Dragon's Greed Gaming. It is I, the Great Unclean One, bringing you some more of one of my favorite role-playing games, Alien by Free League Publishing. As always, before we start, be sure you stop by the old Facebook and give us a like or a follow. Stop by YouTube where we've got some of our stuff, and be sure to check out... give us a 5-star review, some good reviews on Apple Podcasts or iTunes, help the channel grow. And of course, be sure you stop by the Patreon if you want to help support the channel. That's Dragon's Greed. I'm sorry, Patreon/Dragon's Greed Gaming. Got a couple cool tiers there. Get yourself some cool goodies and hang out with us and play some games. And if you can't do that, that's all right. Just drop us some good reviews and likes and help us grow. That's just as useful as your cash money dollars. So whatever you can afford or manage, we appreciate it. But enough about that. Tonight, I've got a very special crew of players together. You may have heard them here or there, but most of them have been in Alien games we haven't recorded. But tonight, we're going to change that. So... we're going to do a round of introductions tonight. We are going to be playing the new one-shot cinematic called Alien Evac, which is found in the new... what the hell's the name of the novel? Fallout. That's it. So yeah, if you want to check that out, there are 3 books that have some cool stuff in there. I'm sorry, Inferno War. Inferno's Fall is the name of the book. So be sure to check that out, and there's a cool little one-shot back there. So this is the first time we're going to dive into this, so we're going to check it out and see how it goes. And we're going to do some character introductions. So tell us who you are, who you're playing, and if there's anything else you'd like to tell our listeners, if there's anything you want to promote, if you have any of your own projects. We love the collaborations here. So we'll start it off with, I guess, we'll go down the list here. So Adam, why don't you start us off?
All right, my name's Adam. I am the game master for Glory podcast. We play Pathfinder 2nd Edition. We're going through the Abomination Vault's adventure path right now. It's still pretty early on in the campaign. We're just released episode 10, but by the time you're listening to this, it's probably going to be several more episodes. But, okay, so I'm going to be playing Brian.
I think it's just pronounced Brian, to be honest.
Brian.
Yeah.
Okay, Brian. I like that a lot better. I'm going to be playing Brian. He is a tough guy. So everybody knows that he's got that situation.
They know what you are, yes, because you're all part of the same squad. Here's some character art for everybody to enjoy.
And he is played by Christopher Maloney from the series Happy, specifically. If you guys have seen that, if you haven't, check it out. It's great. So he's a little bit of an older dude. Looks a little rough. He's been through the ringer. No nonsense, but at the same time, a lot of nonsense. So that'll be fun.
Excellent. Yeah, I'll be heading over to Adam's podcast. By the time this goes live, I'll probably already be there to help do a little guest starring, and I'm sure there'll be more collaborations in the future. So be sure to check that out as well. Excellent. Oh, yeah. All right. Next on the list, Tim. How are you this evening?
I am a little COVID-y, but that's okay.
No.
I have been a long time gamer and mostly game master of lots and lots of systems. First time playing the Alien RPG. I'm super excited to do that. I'm going to be playing Sarja Layla Duncan Tran, who is a Marine Corps lifer. She's got that trademark Marine 1,000-yard stare. You know, she's seen some shit, but she carries it well. She focuses on the men and doing a good job of keeping people alive.
Also worth noting that you are kind of the second in command of the squad. The commander of your squad tends to let you actually handle things in the field for the most part, because you're much more of a hands-on soldier grunt than she is. So she trusts you, and you're often there to help keep things moving. And for those of our listeners, Tim here is the GM of my every other weekly Warhammer game that you've heard me talking about, where I'm playing a Bright Wizard. So we've been on a little bit of a hiatus, but it's been fucking awesome. And yeah, at least I get my fix somewhere, because otherwise I would go crazy, because I'm always doing all the GMing. So Tim knows what that's like.
It's tough to be the forever GM, but we'll be bringing it back real soon here.
It is, yeah. We're gonna make Warhammer Fantasy great again. All right, next on the list, one of my longest friends from this group, real life friends. The other ones are internet friends right now, except for Adam. But my good friend Craig, all the way from the Rocky Mountain area. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing? Good. My name's Craig, and tonight I'll be playing Private Level Jones. He's a good-looking fellow. He's relatively new to the military. He got his chance to join and enlist and never looked back. He respects all levels of military and is looking forward to doing whatever he can to get the task completed.
Excellent.
So,
Anything else?
Just Chris said, lifelong friend, huge, tabletop, board game, card games, kind of any type of games, big into playing.
Our listeners will know many of our Warhammer stories come from Craig and Sean, and we still talk about that to this day. So when you guys hear me bitching about dwarves, it's usually from Craig, because he had an awesome dwarf army. He was a really good player. So it's a good thing you're my friend, because otherwise I probably would have smashed the shit out of your models. But yeah, it was great when you were on my team, though. Let me tell you.
I've heard this consternation for a very long time, so it's nice to meet the source of it.
Yeah, thank you. I'm honored.
I remember, shooting the Dragon Lord from across the table in that big mega battle that one time. I think it was DJ's dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh, man.
Take that, Arsenal, whatever the hell your name is. Excellent. All right, next on the list, a very special guest. You may have heard me over on his channel a few times. We're going to go by his moniker Scar, because otherwise we're going to have two Seans here. But Sean/Scar, the host of the Neon Swamp, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. My name is Scar, AAR. Huge fan of the Great Unclean One and the things he does. I run some games on Twitch, and you can find that at twitch.tv/Scar, AAR, and at youtube.com/Scar. I'm playing Yui Fukuda. She is a lieutenant-ranked combat medic, and she's been known to be a bit of a bleeding heart at times. She wants to save lives.
And she is the commanding officer of the squad, despite not having a tremendous amount of combat experience. But she is a fantastic medic and surgeon. So, wonderful. Yeah, we've done a couple live streams. We've done a couple games. Alien, where I actually survived as Singleton. That was awesome. We did some Warhammer. We did some Vampire the Masquerade.
Singleton, the single survivor.
Yeah, blasted that guy in the back of the head with the shotgun. Oh, man. 7 stress. Man, that was awesome. So check that out. There's some awesome stuff. Lots of different games. So if you want variety, the Neon Swamp is the place to go. You won't be disappointed. And finally, my other real-life friend, who's basically Craig's counterpart, because they're good friends in real life. And I met them at the same time when I was working at a Games Workshop back in the day in ye old Gurney Mills. My good friend Sean, what is up?
Hello. Yep, I'm Sean. Real life, and old friends of both Chris and Craig. Craig and I go way back, even farther than Chris and I. And today I am playing Corporal Arhan Das, if that's how you pronounce his name.
Yes.
Okay. I know he's a pilot. And while I was reading the description, he came like 13 brothers and sisters. So parents have been quite productive. So I see you guys something to fight for.
That's right. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah, he is your dropship pilot. So, Sean is also part of many of my Warhammer stories. When you hear me talking about games against Skaven and orcs, it's usually Sean. And man, what some great memories are there. Some of the most fun, crazy shenanigans. The story of Kurt Helborg and his Inner Circle Reiksguard Knights getting turned into rats by Thanquil was in a game with Sean.
Good lord.
Which will always live on in my heart for many, many reasons. So, still talk about it to this day, man. Love it. Before we go any further, if everybody could tell us who your buddy and rival are, because obviously the other player's going to need to know that for role-playing circumstances. There is one other character. He's also private. His name is Private Adam Jesper. He is another rifleman who has a bit of a attitude. He's not great at following orders, but he is an excellent soldier and very tough and willing to get the job done. However, most of you know that he actually ended up in the Marines to dodge a prison sentence. So, be that as it may, there's a lot of people in your unit and in your branch that don't trust him because of that. But he doesn't seem to really give a fuck too much. He is buddies with Brian, the hardcore UPP android, and he is rivals, of course, with the commanding officer, Lieutenant Fukuda. So he'll be an NPC, and obviously there if anybody dies and bites the dust early. So just go down the list again, guys. Tell us who your rival and your buddy are. So Adam, take it away.
I got Corporal Dawes is my buddy. I didn't catch. Is anybody playing this guy or girl?
Sean is playing Corporal Dawes.
Okay, it's just when I look at the little list, it just says Corporal, so I don't know. Okay, cool. And then my rival is Sergeant Duncan Tran.
Okay. So continuing down the list, Adam, once more, your buddy and rival.
So Corporal, I think it's Hagen Dawes is my buddy. I got my rival is Duncan Tran. So Sean, you're my pal, and Tim, I'm gonna leave you behind.
I think we're on the same page there.
All right, Tim, you're next.
Yeah, so I'm playing Sergeant Duncan Tran, and her rival is Brian. Her buddy is Lieutenant Fukuda.
Right, Craig.
Yep. My buddy's Lieutenant Fukuda, and my rival is Sean, oddly enough.
Wonderful. Scar.
My buddy is Sergeant Duncan Tran, and rival is Corporal Dawes.
All right, and Sean finishes off.
Whoops. My buddy is Brian, and my rival is Lieutenant Fukuda.
All right, wonderful. Okay.
So I have no buddies.
Who are you, Sean or Craig?
Jones.
Jones. Yeah, well, that's because that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes, you know.
All right, screw everybody.
Nobody's got strong feelings about you either way.
Okay.
It's not a bad place to start off, you know.
Yeah, it leaves room to grow when you roleplay. So, all right. Well, with that in mind, let us get started here. So, you guys are part of a colonial marine squad known as the Jackals. You are an elite unit of basically joint effort multinational Marines from a variety of different groups. So if I recall, Fukuda, our commanding officer, is with the Three World Empire. Duncan Tran is a colonial Marine, so that's UA. Brian is a UPP android. I believe Das is Three World Empire. And then I believe the two privates, Jesper and Jones, are also colonial Marines. So you are commanded by a strong-minded woman by the name of General Zulu Hendricks. And her, along with two other high-ranking generals from other groups, are the people that fund you guys. And your task is to actually combat that of the xenomorph threat throughout the alien universe. Something that, for the most part, is unknown to the common person. However, all of you, in one way, shape, or form, have either encountered or heard of or survived some encounter with the xenomorph. And so, General Hendricks, along with the other two generals, realizes that this threat is far greater than the bickering between the UPP and the UA over oil and all the other things that Weyland-Yutani are up to. And they realize that if these aliens are not stopped, they could very well be the destruction of humanity. Not many people believe that, so they're a bit covert in what they do. Obviously, they are still generals in other military branches, so some of what they do is not necessarily known. You guys ride aboard a Atlas-class attack cruiser known as the Righteous Fury. Recently, there have been mysterious border bombings happening throughout parts of colonized space. Strange, unknown bombings have occurred at colonies from all three of the major powers. They apparently have been dropping some sort of black goo, which has been referred to as a mutagenic pathogen that horribly mutates and basically destroys whatever it touches. Several colonies have been completely wiped out off the face of the map, and right now the UPP and the UA are blaming each other because no one knows who's doing it, and the galaxy is on the brink of war. Some notable places, Fort Nebraska, the Colonial Marine Base, which is on the border of UPP space, was one of the most recent victims of these border bombings, with supposedly no survivors. Because of this threat, this goo has been added to your list of things that the Jackals are trying to deal with and contain. But so far, every time you've shown up to a world, it's been too late, and there's no one to save, just horrible monsters and mutations to fight. However, that appears to have changed with your last assignment. You guys have made it to a UPP planet in the Shanmen system, and supposedly there was a border bombing here. And it was here where you actually discovered one of the bomber ships in not in orbit. It actually had gotten down into basically just above one of the major cities and had dropped this payload of black goo, annihilating most of the colonies that are on the planet and mutating the wildlife of this jungle planet into horrible monstrosities. Wasting no time and not wanting to risk them getting away, General Hendricks ordered the Righteous Fury to open fire, and with a powerful unleashing of its weapons, destroyed the alien craft, which looked like a big horseshoe floating in the air. It has been obliterated, and now there are some SOS signals that have come from the planet, and General Hendricks has ordered a rescue mission to rescue any and all survivors and bring them back to the Righteous Fury. There is a major mining colony here where a majority of the efforts are going on, but there are several other smaller outposts and colonies that are in need of assistance. And your squad, Delta Squad, is being sent to help one such place called Romanska Outpost. From what you understand, now this whole planet is UPP controlled, but General Hendricks and the other generals have vowed to help out anyone suffering from the xenomorph or the black goo outbreaks. And since you have generals representing all three of the major powers, it doesn't matter who they are right now, they're civilians that need to be rescued. So putting aside whatever prejudices you may have to the UPP, you're going down there to try to rescue some civvies. Romanska Outpost is been classed as a biodiversity science community. Whatever that means, it doesn't mean much to you guys. But you are being sent down there to try to rescue whatever you can. And so that is where we are going to begin, unless anyone has any questions.
I just want to know how many drops our lieutenant has under her belt.
Well, that's a great question, Lieutenant. Care to answer?
How many what? I'm sorry?
Oh, that's not a good sign. First time, huh?
Anyway.
So, the
Caught me
group
off
of you,
guard.
the group of you find yourself in a meeting room, rather rushly put together after the alien ship is destroyed, and different squads and fire teams are being assembled to go planetside. You find yourself in a room with one of your majors on the ship, and he basically starts by addressing Fukuda. Lieutenant, Delta Squad, he nods to the rest of you. Apologies for the rush, but we're on the clock. You're on rescue duty, just about like everybody else here. Evacuate the Romanska outpost near the equator. Place is some kind of UPP biodiversity science community. Population, 36 researchers and workers. Assure them you're part of a multinational rescue effort, and then save their asses. He waits a moment. No one says anything. He continues. With resources spread thin, your squad's going in alone with no APC. You're going to need room on the dropship for all these civies, and the APC's just not going to fit them all. Plus, the place is basically a big dam, so there's not much room to drive the APC anyway. Now, pathogen may and probably is still active down there, so you wear your biohazard suits and you don't take them off for nothing. Make no mistake, there's gonna be monsters down there. Fucked up monsters. Get the fuck in, get in quick. There's a bitch of a tropical storm headed your way and it's gonna hit in a few hours. Now move like you got a purpose.
Sir, yes, sir.
Does anyone ask or say anything, or just proceed to your dropship?
Any idea where the civies are suspected to be located at? Or are they just spread everywhere?
Well, you'll have we'll give you some schematics to the outpost. It's basically a big dam with a hydro power plant attached to it, and there's a small village on the outside where we assume the workers actually live. But it's hard to tell with the pathogen messing up everything and the storm coming in. Visibility and comms are shit at best.
Is there any intel on the situation other than the pathogen? Anything else we can expect that may be hostile other than these people turning into monsters?
Negative. All we've heard so far from one of our first teams sent down. Jungle's mutated to all hell. There's some big mutated cat things, some sort of indigenous life form. So just watch yourselves. It's going to be heavy and it's going to be rough.
She turns to the rest of you. Sorry, boys, not a bug hunt this time.
Any other questions? Well, then what the fuck are you standing here for? Get to your ship.
You heard the man, Delta Squad. Let's light the fires and kick the tires.
All right, so with that, you guys make your way to one of the Cheyenne dropships, the exact same dropship that the Marines used in the second film. Yours is called the Hard Boil, and on the side, like all the dropships that are part of the Jackals armory, it has seen its fair share of engagements during the Frontier War, and it is adorned with comedic nose art. Yours, in particular, has a stylized cartoon of a helmet-wearing eagle using a flamethrower to torch a group of xenomorph eggs.
I like it.
So, you guys get to the dropship, begin to pile in. Corporal Das making his way to the pilot seat, and probably the lieutenant in the co-pilot seat, while everybody else gets in their regular seats in the back. You all have whatever equipment is on your character sheets. It's your basic stuff that you have. Now, some of you are over encumbered. You'll see if you go to your inventory, your encumbrance bar at the top will be flashing red. You'll see how much because of all the gear you have. So when you are encumbered, that can slow you down if you attempt to run. Basically do the run action. So keep that in mind if and when combat breaks out, because that could be tricky. You could certainly leave stuff in the dropship if you want. It's completely up to you how you want to do it. So, unless anyone else has anything to say or do, you will depart.
Who's not encumbered? That seems like an important detail.
Oh, I'm definitely not.
I'm not.
Now, let me see if
I'm
Private
not.
Jesper is. Private Jesper
I'm
is not.
encumbered. Sorry.
Yeah, so if you are encumbered, over encumbered, here we go. If you want to do the run or crawl action in a round of combat, you must make a mobility roll. And if you fail, you either have to drop gear so that you're no longer encumbered, or you just got too much shit and you can't really move. During regular out of combat stuff, it's not really a problem, but keep that in mind. With that in mind, you all pile into the dropship and make your way. Oh, we got a cat. Jonesy's here. Where'd he go? What's up, kitty? Usually have a Jonesy or two hanging out. So you pile into the dropship, and the familiar sensation as you guys just plummet towards the planet rushes up. Some of you perhaps howling with joy and anticipation and excitement, others perhaps trying to hold on to their lunch and not make a fool of themselves. Dropship rattles rather roughly and hardly as you break through the atmosphere. Corporal Das fires up the engines after you're out of free fall, and you begin to make your way down to the planet. From a distance, the planet itself looks like some sort of jungle-type planet. You see lush greens, and which unfortunately have been turned basically black in many places, especially the city centers, by the pathogen. You make your way towards the dam, towards Romanska outpost, and it is here as you're near the equator. You can see it begin to come into view. Do all of you see the map currently on the screen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So the left side is the overhead view with the key, and the right-hand side is the interior portions of the map with the different floors. So you can see this right here is the dam itself. This area is the reservoir, so that's the water that's much higher up vertically. And then down here is basically the sluice where the water comes down to the river. Roughly speaking, it looks like it's about 100-meter drop from the top of the dam here to the bottom where it meets the water. On either side of the sluice, you can see the hydroelectric plant that obviously powers this. And then over here at number 10, you can see the small little huts and buildings that make up the village. You can see other few things as you make your way there, but mostly around the dam is thick jungle and foliage. Now, the weather, while not hitting the tropical storm quite yet, is still pretty rough and still pretty rainy and heavy. Das, you've flown through this kind of stuff before, but it is no easier than it normally is. So what do you guys do as you approach the dam? It seems power is still on. You can see lights working, but you don't see much other than that in the gloom.
I suppose we would want to secure the area around us first, make sure there's nothing in immediate threat.
Where do you land?
Oh, we get to pick where we land. Where do you guys want to land?
Landing platform sounds good.
No, that makes too much sense.
If everybody wants to give me an observation roll at -1, so if you go to your character sheet, for those who are new, go to your skills, and you're going to right-click on observation. This is how you bring up any modifiers. If you have modifiers, it'll either add or deduct dice. So either write a number there or put a negative number. So in this case, -1, and then hit roll, and it should do a observation roll for you.
I got one.
In this case, you're looking for 6s. If you have multiple 6s, those allow you to do stunts and do extra stuff. And if you'd like, if you're not the android, you may attempt to push your roll if you want to try to get more successes. What pushing does is you will automatically gain a point of stress, which tends to be bad, and you'll re-roll all of the dice that came up as a failure, including your new stress die. Now, stress dice are good because that's more dice to roll, but they're bad because if you roll a 1, if you roll a face hugger on your stress die, your character has a chance to panic. And panic is where you'll lose control of your faculties, and that's usually how doom is spelled in this game. So, does anybody wish to push? Or is everybody happy there? Jones, crushing it. Also, guys, when you roll, please let the listeners know how many successes you have. Looks like everybody's got one except for Corporal Das, and somehow, holy shit, Jones, 4 out of 5 successes. Incredible.
Great roll.
I got 1 out of possible 1.
All right. Now, if you roll more than 1 success, you can go to your character sheet, go to your skills tab, and click on the little wrench icon next to the number of your skill, and that will bring up the stunts that you can do for that particular skill. For every extra 6 you roll beyond the first, you can use those on the other stunts. Some of them you can do multiple times, others you can't. It'll kind of tell you. So, now sometimes they may not make sense, or they might not apply, but feel free, if that is the case, to give me a suggestion how you'd like to use your stunts. Basically, they make your skills better, faster, more accurate, or gain more information of things like that. So if there's something specific you're trying to do, stunts can usually push you over the edge. So with that in mind, Private Jones, do you want to use your stunts for anything else?
Yeah, so it gave me a couple questions I can ask. Can I use one of those up?
You can, or if there's something else you'd rather ask, if it's not on the list, go right ahead. Basically, each stunt gives you 1 question. Think of it that way.
Okay, and we haven't landed yet, correct?
Correct. You are approaching and trying to decide where to land.
Okay. Can I ask if there's anything that we can see that may hinder our perimeter or anything when we land at the landing site?
Of course, yeah. No, the landing site is completely empty. It has plenty of space. Your ship will easily fit there. And it looks like it's probably the best place to land because it is clear. Everything else is trees, and if you try to land on the dam, it's only about 10 meters wide, so your dropship would take up most of that. And the bridge over here, this over at number 4 is like some sort of comms tower, and there's a bridge connecting to it, and that seems way too small for the dropship to land. And basically down here, there's just no room by the hydro plant, so landing pad seems like the best place.
Okay, and I'll tell the team, I think we should stick with the landing pad for our descent.
Are we
Sounds good to
picking
me.
up? Are we picking up any SOS transmissions as we approach?
If somebody would like to give me a Comtech roll at -2 because of the storm, go right ahead.
You said Comtech?
Yes.
Oh,
Holy
that's a
cow.
hell of a lot of dice.
What the fuck? Oh, I think that was 2 people rolling at the exact same
It
time.
was. And I forgot the negative in my roll.
Wow. Well, Das crushes it with 4 successes, and Fukuda gets 1. Das, you've got a bunch of stunts if you want to use them for anything. Sean? Anything you want to use those stunts for?
I'm kind of reading the.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
He's busy piloting.
It's true. Yeah, I guess that's fair. I mean, you've got the corporal helping you out, or the lieutenant in the cockpit, so.
Okay, hold on. What did I completely forgot. What did I roll?
You had 4?
Yeah.
So you got 3 stunts.
Okay. I guess, and that was Chris. Was that for picking up any SOS, right?
Yeah, but
Okay.
if you want to use those stunts for anything extra or try to get
I
more
guess maybe.
information,
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I'll use the 4 words. You get new or unexpected information. GM's choice.
okay. You do indeed pick up some garbled communication coming through, but it is very choppy because of the storm. It does sound like an SOS, and you can hear 2 voices on there that appear to be arguing. You can't tell if they're trying to issue a warning or if they are trying to tell you to land. But as you're making your way towards the landing platform, you see you see two men running out of the comms tower. Two figures. You probably can't tell that they're men from here. You see two figures running out into the storm, barely visible because of the gloom and the rain, and they appear to be waving. And it seems like one of them even fires his looks like he's got some sort of machine gun into the air, not at you guys, but into the air.
Better shoot at him anyway, just to be sure.
Lieutenant, you're in charge here. What do you guys do?
You said they were near they're coming out of the comm tower?
Yeah, they're making their way down this long bridge. Sorry, my thing's out. There we go. Towards the actual dam itself, which is right here.
Oh,
but it's a
landing
long way to
pad?
go. Landing pad is over here.
How long would it take them to run to the landing pad?
Probably a few minutes.
Well, yeah, let's get down to the landing pad and see what they have to say and help them out.
Okay. As you are hovering there, deciding what to do, I need Das to make a piloting roll at -2.
It's for the base, right?
Correct. Okay. So, Das, as you're sitting there waiting for your lieutenant to make a decision or give you an order, you see the water below where you guys are hovering erupts like a tidal wave. And a massive creature with a head kind of like a four-petaled flower, kind of like the Demogorgon from Stranger Things, crashes through the water like one of the aquatic dinosaurs in Jurassic Park and goes straight for your ship. You notice this in time, though, and you pull back as this thing tries to latch on, and this thing looks like it's about half the length of your drop ship. This is kind of what it looks like as far as size, but it has a much more rounded body, and again, the face, it splits into four petals, kind of like an alien egg, and this thing crashes out of the water.
Oh.
Do we have a mounted gun on the drop ship?
You do not, but well, actually, it does. Actually, it has two weapon systems. It has a nose-mounted, underslung, some sort of Gatling cannon, and then the wings unfold and can actually become rocket launchers.
I would say Fukuda's gonna yell out to Das, "Light it up!"
Okay.
Is there any way to operate that weapon system apart from the cockpit?
Let's
That's what I was
check.
gonna ask.
I'm not too used to vehicle combat here, so let's bust out ye old core rulebook and find out. Let's see. Is that under gear? It is. Vehicles. 25mm Gatling gun, and oh, it's got a bunch. It's got 70 unguided rocket launcher. I'm sorry, 7 Banshee 70. It has 7 Hellhound tactical missiles and 3 air-to-air missiles. So obviously you don't want to use the air-to-air missiles because this is a ground target. But you've got the Gatling gun or the... Let's see what these things actually do. They're probably pretty OP, I would imagine. Mark 16, 100mm. Let's see.
100 mil.
That sounds pretty good, right?
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of millimeters.
It does 3 base damage, triggers a blast power 12 explosion in addition to direct damage, full auto. So you would make, I think you just make a ranged combat here, I think is how vehicles work. Let me just double check really quick. Yeah. So yeah, either Das or the co-pilot could attempt to make a ranged attack.
I would imagine the co-pilot should if I'm trying to maneuver out of the way of this thing's jump.
All right. So, because, he's trying to avoid getting destroyed, your shots are going to be at -2 here. He's focusing on evasive maneuvers, not keeping you steady. What weapon system do you want to use?
Am I the co-pilot?
I believe, yeah, Lieutenant, you're in the co-pilot seat at the moment.
Okay.
Can I ask a question real quick? Can I use command at all to like do inspiration? I don't know what that skill's necessarily for.
So command is for two things. The first is if somebody is panicking. If you pass a command test, you can break them out of panic. Very helpful, which no one ever does. Or, you can roll a command check, and for every extra success you roll, they get to roll an extra die on their... If they do what you tell them to do, they get to roll an extra die for every success you have.
All right. Well, it would seem odd for me to command the lieutenant, so I'm not going to do that. But good to know.
Okay. All right.
Um,
Lieutenant, what do you want to use? You got the Gatling gun, the unguided rockets, or the tactical missiles?
Well, Lieutenant's not really a fighter. Who would I know who is the best shot in the group?
Probably the sergeant or Jesper, but they may not know how to operate the actual ship weapons.
Okay. If Layla spots that my buddy Lieutenant Fakata is hesitating or feeling unsure about herself, she will shout out, "Light!"
All right. Give me a command roll. Get a little combat
No
music
dice.
there. Do you wish to push?
I do wish to push.
All right. Build up that stress.
That's
There
better.
you go. Look at that.
Yeah.
3 successes. So, Fakuda, if you shoot, you will get 3 extra dice to your pool.
Okay.
Just do
Well,
ranged
well-
combat.
We'll roll the dice on that then.
All right. And which weapon are you using?
Let's do the Gatling gun.
All right.
Oh, that's without. Damn it! I'm expecting a prompt before I click on the skill to put in the +2. but
Right click on the skill,
Ah.
and that'll give you the prompt. Just re-roll. Or you can roll the dice at the bottom of the chat log. Just roll extra d6s over there. Oh, no. If you, underneath the chat log, you see you just press the d6, it'll add them to your roll. There you go. Okay, so you have 3 successes. Do you just want to dump that all into extra damage?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it does damage. Oh, you know what? Roll 3 extra dice for the gun itself. It gives you a bonus.
Okay.
Nothing. Okay. So you have a total of 1, 2, 3 successes. Base damage 3, and then the other 2 successes you can use for stunts. So total damage of 5, and it is armor piercing. All right, let's roll for this thing's armor. Obviously looks pretty chunky. It blocks 2 of those, so it takes 3 points of damage. You can see some blood flying off of it, the typical xenomorph acid blood, but it is still coming. So we will go into the next round here, and let's take a 5-minute bathroom break here. I'm drinking a lot of water because I'm sick, so we might have to do this a couple times. So we'll be back in 5.
Cool.
All right.
Okay, so we're back. At this point, you see. Let's roll initiative, because what you see when you open fire with the Gatling cannon is you are doing some damage to this thing, but this thing is about, like I said, half the size of your dropship, and the Gatling gun is certainly going to take a while to chew through this thing. So let's go ahead and roll initiative. So
How's
what we're gonna first, I'm gonna add your tokens to the board here. Doesn't matter where you guys are at this point. This is more zone combat. And there's Jones. And who missing? Tran. So what you're gonna do is you right click on your token and then left click on the sword and shield icon, and that should add you to the combat tracker. And if you go to the fist in the top right corner, if you right click on that, that'll give you a combat tracker to pop out.
Oh, okay.
And then just click on the D20 to roll. In Alien, your initiative is a deck of 10 cards, and lower number goes first. This alien has a speed of 1, so it only rolls once. Let me put him on the thing here. All right, so Das, we just need you to roll, please.
Can you repeat that, Chris? I got lost.
Left click, or I'm sorry, right click on the fist in the top right corner, and that'll pop out the combat tracker, and then you can roll the d20 next to your name.
Does this type of dropship
Oh,
have
okay. Yeah, there it is.
parallel open doors on the side, or is it only in the rear?
It's just the ramp.
Just the ramp in the rear. Okay.
Yep. Okay. At initiative 1, Brian, the android, what would you like to do? Currently, the shuttle has basically gone back, and you see Fukuda wildly trying to shoot and doing a decent job of hitting it, but it's just not doing enough. And this thing looks like it's going to try to take another lunge at you guys as it starts to drop back below the water.
Okay, there we go. I don't really have much I can do in here, do I?
Not particularly, unless there's something you can come up with.
I don't know. I mean, I want to like lean out the side and try to shoot. I don't think that's going to do much.
You could also trade initiative with somebody if you'd like.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, let me get that to. Who's the pilot?
Das.
Das. Okay.
I mean, luckily you guys all go before the creature, but
Yeah,
having
I
the
mean,
pilot go first
I
might
think
be
the pilot
better.
first. Yeah, I'd love to do that.
All right.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to make that happen on here, but yeah.
I'll make that happen. Really.
Thank you very much.
All right, and you had a 5, I think, Das.
Hmm?
You had a 5 for your
Yes.
initiative.
Yeah.
Right? All right, there we go. Okay. So Das, you are up at initiative 1. What would you like to do?
I guess I'll try maybe another maneuver so it doesn't like latch onto the ship or whatever. Try to get it kind of juke it out, if you would.
Okay. We'll roll when the creature attacks. We'll do an opposed roll. So, Sergeant, you're up next.
Okay. I'm going to use my field commander talent to issue 2 commands.
Okay.
All right. The first command is going to be to Corporal Das, which is keep us out of range of that thing.
Okay.
So yeah, give him some bonuses on that opposed roll if possible.
All right, go ahead and roll.
Shit. And now I'm panicked.
No, you only panic if you roll a face hugger on the stress dice.
Oh, okay.
So you're fine. Do you want to push?
No, I'm not going to push that.
Okay.
And then I'll order a command to LT. Let's deploy some of those tactical missiles.
All right, go for it. 1 success. Do you want to push?
Not at this time.
Okay, so LT, if you fire a missile, you get a bonus die. Private Jones, this is the wildest shuttle ride you've been on in your short time in the Marines. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna yell out and see if we could find another landing zone.
Give me an observation test at -1. Do you want to push?
No, sorry, that was normal. I didn't get the modifier in there.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and roll again. That's fine.
Nope. Okay, no push.
Okay. No, it's too bumpy. There's too much rain, too many trees. You think that's probably the best place. If only there wasn't a big monster.
Okay.
Brian, you're up.
I'm still at a loss. Yeah, I mean, there's like no systems that I can like help out with on this dropship. I'm just gonna stay buckled in and unflinching.
Pray to God.
Oh, not here. No.
Oh, okay.
Pray to the dark gods.
Yeah. We'll take a
God.
dark deal. Okay, LT. Would you like to fire a Hellhound tactical missile?
Is the Gatling cannon? It's on a like a rotary mount, right? It can go completely behind the ship.
No, it's
let me check.
actually. I'm looking at the picture here. It's pointing horizontally out of the front of the nose.
Damn. Is there
Just-
anything that
just
shoots
below.
out the rear?
Only if you opened the ramp and had your Marines inside firing.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Not yet, at least. Yeah, I'll roll. Do I still get the +2 on firing?
It's +1 now. That other bonus is gone, but you get +1 from the sergeant's command. And I'm sorry, the missiles themselves give you +2, so you have a +3 total.
Let's see what happens.
This bad boy does 7 base damage. So, okay. So first, do you want to push? Try to get more damage.
Oh, did my first volley really hurt it much? Does it look like, or?
A little bit. Not
Yeah,
much,
let's. It's a one shot. Let's get fresh.
Okay. All right. So you add another one. So it shows you have a total of 3 successes there at the very bottom. So your first success is to hit it. So that's 7 damage, and then I assume you'll use the extra 2 to do 2 more damage. So that is 9 damage, armor piercing, of course. So that should hopefully do something. Let's roll for its armor. It blocks 2 and takes 7 points of damage. That seems to knock some wind out of it, and it shrieks in pain. You see acid blood spraying everywhere, parts of the carapace breaking off, and well, it is its turn at this point.
Well, can I use a slow fast action real quick?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not doing a command. I'm just gonna convey. And I'm gonna leave the co-pilot seat and yell at the sergeant, "Take over."
Okay. As you do that, it looks like the Thrasher is about to lunge again, but as it's lunging, the missile basically strikes it right in the chest, and it rears back with this ear-piercing screech, and instead of lunging towards you guys, it lunges back into the water and disappears under the waves. You can see the 2 guys running alongside the dam. They've made it, onto the dam itself. And you can see the one guy with the gun shooting at the creature, but he's just too far away, and with the weather, he's not doing anything. But you can see he's trying as they're rushing towards, you're presuming you guys, towards the landing pad. It's under the water. You're not sure if it's coming back. Corporal Das, at the start of the round 2, what do you want to do?
I guess I'll ask the commanding officer, should we proceed with landing?
The water's totally still now.
Well, it's still thrashing about because the thing just went under, but you don't see any signs that it's coming back. If you want to make an observation test at -1, you might be able to tell more.
Let's see. -1, you said?
Mm-hmm.
2 successes.
Nicely done. You can tell that it is disappearing under the waves, and it is completely out of view at this point. If it would be coming back, you would assume it would be coming back from a different angle, or perhaps waiting, but it definitely looks like it's retreated at this point.
Yeah, I'm just worried about us returning to the ship and that thing making a comeback. How feasible is it to land on the West Bank?
It'll be tricky. He's going to have to find a spot where the ship might fit, and even then he's probably going to be hitting trees, and he could damage something if he doesn't pull it off.
All right, can we get these people on board without landing? Is that possible? We open the back ramp?
You could lower the ramp and basically hover so that they can hop up on it. You've also got rappelling cables you can drop from the ramp from the back. So,
Das, lower the ship and open the back ramp. Let's get these people on board and see what they have to say before we land.
All right, Das, give me another piloting at -1, just because of the weather.
Hold on, piloting -1?
Yes. There's a lot of wind. No problem, like a pro. Okay, so he swings the back around. You guys open the ramp. Do you lower enough so they can hop on, or are you trying to use the rappelling cables?
I'll strap in and give him a hand.
Okay. So you haul them up. They come running towards you. You can see that both of them appear to be perhaps Vietnamese or some other sort of like Southeast Asian. And they're running. You guys instantly can tell the one guy with the gun has an AK-47, which is a typical rifle of the UPP. and they're shouting at you in very thick accents, but they do speak English, basically shouting like, thank you, and we tried to warn you.
I'm gonna ask them where we should land.
They kind of look at each other for a moment, and they say, well, the landing pad is the biggest place. You're gonna have a hard time fitting this anywhere else.
Let's go ahead and land on the landing pad. Hopefully we injured that thing enough that it's not gonna make a comeback later.
Okay. Well, you bring the shuttle down, and with a loud crunch, the landing gears extend, and the back ramp opens up and hits the ground, leaving nothing but the howling of the wind and the rain and the sloshing of the after effects of the water as the area where it went under the surface begins to calm down. And other than the sounds of the environment, it is rather quiet.
Sergeant will shout out, Delta Squad, secure the area, and she'll lead the squad out of the ramp.
All right, I'm gonna put you guys over here, just as a general idea where you're actually standing. So you guys can feel free to move around. You should be able to move your tokens at will. It's just you can grab them, move them around. Just put this guy here in the water for now, because that's where you last saw him.
As the crew spreads out, I'm gonna get a situation from these two.
So they introduce themselves. The first one is Wetzel, and the other one is Nago. And Nago is the foreman. And she said, it's actually a woman. My apologies. She says, I'm Foreman Nago of the outpost. And she says, we weren't expecting colonial marines when we sent out distress signals.
Well, maybe the situation's a little worse than you thought. What's been happening so far?
He says, well, ever since that ship showed up and bombed the place, the jungle's come alive. Monsters and creatures. He's like, we've been hiding here ever since. We've lost contact with the other colonies.
You know where anyone else is?
She says, yeah, we've been trying to radio somebody with the comms tower. She says, most of us are still alive, thank God. We, or maybe thank Buddha, since she's from Vietnam. But she says, yeah, we've, there's a group of researchers, and then there's the group of workers here. They're all down below taking cover in the actual, dam itself.
I'm gonna show her the map of the area that we have and see if they can pinpoint for us.
So you see these things that are labeled 03B. Those are the entrances that go underground into the dam itself. They're basically vertical shafts, and they have little handholds in the wall. So not even a ladder, just like a missing brick, best way to think of it, that acts as a ladder, and you get down to these various levels. You can see here on the map, here's where the ladders match up, if you zoom in close enough. Okay, well, while we're doing that, what is the rest of the group doing?
I was asking who our Comtech expert was.
Probably be Das. Be my guess.
Das, are you the Comtech expert?
That was just the pilot, but I guess with being in a family of 15, he has to have a bunch of skills. I do have some contact stuff, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
a 3.
Okay. I'm gonna ask things out of character, so I'm not just barking orders or anything. So my thought is maybe we can get the these guys said they're having issues with the comm tower. Maybe we can get it running and try to locate some people instead of going in blind. What do y'all think?
Sean, I know it's not a big map because I have 2 monitors set up, but I just put the map in Foundry.
Okay.
I'll send the full one as a JPEG later. So what's it going to be, Marines?
I'm gonna check my pistol and rifle, make sure they're all loaded.
Ready to go?
Ready to go.
Okay, you guys might notice your sergeant kind of eyeballing the two civilians you guys have just rescued as LT is questioning them. But otherwise, yeah, I think taking the comms tower to see if we can get that up and running, because you know, with the storms coming and everything like that, having good communications in place might be a good thing.
Also, I misspoke. They are not all still alive. She informs you there's normally 24 workers here. There are only 7 remaining, and she gives you all their names.
Okay.
7 remaining.
ABC.
And
What happened to the other?
there are also the specialists that like work on some other things. There are like professors, plasma engineers, and gunsmiths, and there's 5 of them left. And the head director of the facility, she says, is a man by the name of Kazimir Ilyasov. I'll put his name in chat for you.
Say, DOS, talk to the foreman, see what she knows about the comm tower, what's wrong with it, so we can get over there and fix it. And I'm gonna walk over to Sergeant Duncan and kind of say below my breath, what are you thinking? Do we know symptoms of the black goo when someone's about to turn into a monster or something like that? Or is it just immediate?
At this point, you'd recognize it. You know, black veins, black goo, people mutating into horrible abominations. You're guessing that's what that thing was that you just saw in the water.
Okay.
Yeah, so she replies, just thinking I want to get off this rock as soon as possible, LT. Let's get in and get out.
Second that. Corporal, you ready to go?
Oh, sorry, I'm still looking for the settings. Yes, I.
I'm sorry.
I'm looking for the settings. Yeah. I guess, Chris, I'll ask the one person real quick what the comm tower's like, what condition it is in, and you know where the issues are coming from.
Well, right now the comm tower, I mean, it's not really damaged. It's just this weather and the storm and the bombing knocked out like everything when it first happened, like power, lights, comms, just like the whole city went dead. And it stretched as far out here. We lost communications with Tianjin Mine. It was bad.
Would I know what that is out of character? Tianjin Mine?
It's the main colony here that another squad has been sent to go deal with, and that was where they were getting the primary SOS from.
Gotcha.
Well, I think the best thing we need to do, or at least I can go if someone else come with me. It's probably not the best idea to split up, but go to the comm tower to see exactly what's going on, to see if there's anything we can do there first.
Definitely not splitting up. I get these civvies in the drop ship and close this hatch. Let's get going.
The foreman says, "What about the others?" She's like, "You're not gonna be taken off if this weather keeps up much longer."
We're gonna go get as many people as we can and get back to you. Just sit tight for now.
Hey,
She says, "Well, maybe one of us should come with you, just so they know, like, you know, you're legit. I mean, no offense, but and she kind of looks at the people that are Three World Empire and UA.
yeah. Sergeant Duncan returns the steely glare back at them and kind of beckons LT to you know, have a quick, quiet talk off to the side.
She goes over to you.
I don't know about leaving these people alone in the dropship, and I definitely don't want these folks following right behind us. Something about this stinks.
You don't think they'll slow us down?
I think they will slow us down. I think we should restrain them and keep them in here. I know it's not the kindest thing since they've already been through a disaster, but...
Keep in mind, you do have the NPC Private Jesper with you as well, if you want him to do something.
Isn't he like the former, like, criminal? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not leaving him alone with these two people.
She's gonna say, keep in mind, Sergeant, there's a bit of a diplomatic matter to this situation too. We can't just restrain people without some kind of probable cause.
You know, she shrugs like she understands you, but like, yeah, you can just tell she's not happy with the situation.
Let's take him with us.
All
Wait,
right.
what is the NPC's name again?
Private Jesper.
Jesper. Okay, so yeah, I would say let's have everybody go and have these two trail us, the two civvies, and have Jesper behind them, and he can kind of have the NPC kind of do the bitch work, I guess.
Yeah. He doesn't seem thrilled. You know that he'd probably rather be running and gunning, but he just kind of gives you a somewhat angry nod and falls in line.
I'm gonna try and like, yeah, again, talk to him and just kind of quietly say, I want you to keep an eye on them. If they do anything out of the ordinary, you let me know. If they look like they're gonna be dangerous, you know what to do.
Make me a manipulation roll, please.
Not my best skill. I got a 6. One success.
He looks them over, and him being from the UA, he probably has similar kind of feelings about these people, so he just kind of grits his teeth and gives you a hard nod.
All right.
I'm gonna use my command skill and give the two civvies an order too, if I can.
You can try. It often doesn't work as well if they're from a different organization, so but it depends what you're telling them to do as well.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll just role play it first and then roll.
Okay.
She's gonna go up to them. If I tell you to stay, you stay. If I tell you to run, you run. You get me? You take orders from me now, or you get the fuck out of here.
Damn. Harsh but fair.
Love it.
All right. This will be an opposed test. Let me find the old stats for these guys. All right. Go ahead and roll, please. This is opposed. Manipulation. Oh, I'm sorry, give me a command.
Oof.
Do you wish to push?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
there
There
we
you go.
Got one
she,
success, though.
yeah, she gulps, obviously a little intimidated, and she says, "We won't give you any trouble, Lieutenant."
All right, Sergeant, lead the way.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so where do you go?
I will lead us towards the comms tower.
Okay. As you guys make your way to the comms tower, everybody give me another observation at -1.
Our dropship's about to get swallowed.
Got it.
More successes for Fukuda.
1 out of
Okay.
1.
Nicely done. For those of you that pass, you notice around here, just past the opening where the ladder is, the shaft, you see a sentry gun pointing out towards the west bank. Clearly active. Scanning.
Okay. At the West Bank, you said?
Yeah, basically away from the dam towards the entrance to get onto the dam.
So not
Yeah.
at us as of yet.
No, it looks like it's guarding to keep stuff out or off the dam.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up to the foreman and ask her, where are the controls for that thing?
She says, "Well, we just set them up and leave them to do their thing."
So
I mean,
each one's
it's-
independent?
She's like, "Yeah, there's another one on the other bank, watching the other entrance. You probably can't see it from here, but she points over in this direction." She's like, "There's more than just those things in the water out here. The goo messed up the fucking cats. Something fierce."
Yeah, we know all about the goop. Das, is there any way you can get those under our command? Remote control, something like that? I don't understand this tech shit.
I believe somebody has a an uplink terminal, which is basically a military. It's the computer that Bishop used in the second film. You could potentially use that to try to hack it. If you click on the pencil icon next to any of your equipment on your inventory screen, it'll bring up the description of what it does and if it gives you any bonuses.
It says I have a PR Hut uplink terminal quantity 1.
Yes, that is it. So you can potentially try to hack in with that. If you want to give me a Comtech roll. Are you guys doing that out here, or are you getting inside the tower first?
Should do it inside the tower, I would say.
Yeah, if we're
out of
able
the
to do
weather.
Yeah, for sure, if we can.
Okay. Well, it takes a few minutes, maybe 2-3 minutes running. It is a pretty large dam. You can see the darkness down below because you're so high up. You make your way into the comms tower, and if you want to give me a Comtech roll at -2, Corporal DOS, to try to hack one of those sentry guns. Ooh.
Nice.
Hey, so with your extra success, I'll tell you that you can tell these sentry guns have some pretty higher than average security on them that you don't recognize as just being standard, like military or standard UPP. You are able to hack it, and you can change it or make it do whatever you want, but there's something unusual about it that doesn't seem right.
Okay, well, I'll relay that information to the team.
Fukuda will turn to the foreman. You said you just set these up?
Anybody who wishes can give me a manipulation test.
I'm good at that. 2 successes for Fukuda.
Okay. I guess it's worth noting, Brian, since you are an android, you don't use the stress rules in this game, so you can't push rolls, but you'll never accumulate stress, so you'll never freak out and panic. Those of you that pass notice a little shift in their body language as the two of them kind of look at each other, and the foreman says to you, perhaps you should speak with Director Ilyosov. He could probably explain more than I could.
Ilyusov?
Yeah, I put his name in chat. Here, I'll put it again. It's Kazimir Ilyosov. Ilyasov. Ilyasov, maybe.
Okay.
She's like, yeah, he's the head of the whole facility, and he's the head of the research specialists.
Sense motive.
That's what that was. That's what that was. Yeah, so you guys noticed she was a little comfortable, then that's what she tells you when you kind of press her.
Yeah, I got 1 success on that. Is that enough to notice that?
Yeah, anybody who passed notices.
Okay. Yeah, she'll Sergeant Duncan will get kind of aggressive in her stance, and she says, "Quit fucking around, lives are on the line."
She holds her hands up, and she's like, I don't know a whole lot. She's like, it's just talk to the director. He'll tell you whatever you need. He has all the answers.
And you don't know where the director is. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I just
She's
said,
like, no,
something.
he's down in one of the in the dam with the others. We'll take you to him.
Okay. Down in the dam with others. Seems vague.
I mean, she would tell you where it is. I just don't know what it's called off the top of my head.
Oh, gotcha.
But
Okay.
there's rooms down there.
Could walk over to DOS and any luck with the communications?
Yeah, she says it's one of the galleries. She says there's internal galleries throughout the what do you call it? The dam. DOS, you've got the 1 sentry gun under control. Do you want to do anything else while you're here?
Yeah, sorry, I'm pulling. I had to reload. I still can't get the map to work, by the way. But so we got this. How many sentry guns were here?
There's 2, 1 on either bank.
Okay. I guess can I just? Is there anything like for communications purposes, like I don't know, anything that I could notice that maybe will be helpful, like for communications in the comm tower that seems damaged, or something I could hack into, or something like that.
Well, nothing seems damaged. You just would assume, as she said, that it's probably the weather is making communications pretty shit.
Can I maybe do a test on one of the communications just to see how shit it is?
Yeah, give me another comm tech. Again at -2.
Oops, don't ignore that.
Doesn't matter, you don't have any successes, so... yeah, you're unable to get through. That same security is also on the regular, the comms here, which does seem a little strange. Maybe not because it's UPP, but it's more than you would imagine.
Okay, well, I'll relay that to the sergeant and the lieutenant and tell them that this security is on the communications as well as the guns. Something is off about this, and maybe they should question our new friendly companions.
Hey Das. She'll actually say this kind of like quietly to Das and Lieutenant. Is there any way you can monitor any transmissions that are coming in or going out? Something about this doesn't feel right. I don't trust these UPP guys.
Chris, can I put? Is there something I could put, like, to do that?
To do what?
So, like what he just asked to monitor. I mean, I'm not sure what kind of.
It's basically like tap the line.
Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of.
With your failed roll from before, no, you can't.
That's what I thought, but I didn't know if there's anything else I could maybe. Well, what's my inventory? If there's something I don't know on there.
It seems beyond
pistol,
DOS at this
incinerator unit, electrical tools. Yeah. Okay. Well, then I'll just go back and say, with this weather, there's not much I can do right now. Got the same security thing, and this weather's just making everything too difficult at the moment.
Can't be helped. It can't be helped.
What do you guys do?
Bakuda's gonna call for a huddle.
All right.
I'm gonna tell the NPC. I keep forgetting his name. I keep wanting to call him Jenkins.
Jesper.
Jesper. Keep an eye on them over there.
Yeah, he'll do that. You guys can take a moment to discuss things. Be right back.
So this isn't standard UPP tech. Something else is going on here that wasn't in our intel. We need to keep them on a close watch and keep our shit about it. Well, keep our shit about us. And we gotta stay frosty. There's more going on here than what we were told.
Yeah, I think there is. And it's got MSS written all over it.
Well, I don't know what you guys want to do. I mean, I was able to get into the gun, but the security measures in the storm.
If there's nothing else you can do, then we'll have to just press on. We'll let them show us where the gallery is, where the director is. If that's the person who has more information, we can start there. Hopefully they'll know where the rest of the people are so we can get them the fuck out of here, so we can get the fuck out of here.
Okay. Well,
we're not leaving anyone behind, though. And I'm gonna get another beer. Who has a Skaven army? I think Chris mentioned it earlier.
Sorry, I was sitting here with a muted mic. Well, why don't we're almost at our halfway point, so why don't we just take our break here, and you guys can talk about Skaven.
What kind of break are we talking?
Like 5 minutes.
Okay. Take me longer to get a beer.
Well, go ahead, man. I'm not gonna hold you to it. I know you're a little incapacitated.
Yeah, just a little bit.
All right, take your time.
Yeah, give me let's call it 10.
All right, we'll kill your character while you're gone, so you can play a different
character.
Oh,
great, cool.
It'll be great.
Thanks.
Yep, sure thing. Okay, so we are back, and you guys are in the comms tower. What are you going to do? The storm is getting worse. All of you can tell, and Das, you in particular, are starting to fear that getting off of this area is going to be tricky, if not impossible, if you guys keep wasting time.
I think we decided to have these folks guide us to the gallery, where the director is.
Okay. Let me just check my map here.
I got a quick question for you.
Yeah.
I got no ranking.
What do you mean?
I don't have. I'm not a corporal. I'm not like I have no rank.
It's because you're a UPP android. You never had a rank.
Yeah. So, do I not
You're
answer to these guys?
Oh no, you do. It's
Okay.
just you know, the UPP considers you less than trash. You're
Yeah,
just
I'm a tool. Yeah.
I mean, some of the people here probably treat you a lot better, but you just never were given a rank, so you just kind of, you know, follow orders as best you can. But
Okay.
yeah, no one expects to take any orders from you. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm not like like an independent contractor. I'm a piece of equipment.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. But again, that could vary from character to character too.
But
Yeah, I
do
mean,
you
it makes sense
prefer
for this dude.
artificial person or not is the question.
Let's see. Okay, so they lead you outside. The rain has intensified. The sky has darkened. The water is churning a bit more because of the weather. And you guys make your way to the nearest entrance here, across from the end of the bridge. So that's this ladder over here on level 2, and that takes you down. I guess anything labeled 3 is one of the galleries. I only see 4 on this map, but that's fine. I guess these are 2. But these like where the power plant is. So let's just make sure there's nothing else in here that really matters. Okay, so they take you down the first ladder, and then to the this area right here, 3C on level 2. There's a couple rooms here, and they bring you to this one room where there are a couple others that are huddled together. You can tell they're more workers and roughnecks. And then you can see some that are very clearly scientists and researchers wearing their lab coats. Looks like there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them.
Yeah, we're just missing one.
And the one of them steps forward. He says something to the woman in Russian. Brian, you would understand. He basically is demanding to know who you people are. There's a bit of a shock, especially from the researchers. The roughnecks look more scared when they see you guys, but the scientists look like worried, and you can see like they're clearly suspicious when you guys show up. Maybe a couple of them even like grabbing a nearby implement to defend themselves should you attack, but nothing more threatening than maybe a pistol or a pipe or something like that. And you can see this is some sort of research lab, and these rooms here behind you guys on the north part of the room, you can see our little chambers. They have plasma tanks, computers, comm terminals, and you see that inside each of them there is a rack of some sort of weapon, some sort of rifle. You don't recognize them. If anybody wants to make me a, let's see, observation at -2, you might have an idea what these are.
So now I understand the Russian. Can I speak it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to. What do I roll to try to communicate with these guys? Manipulation, is that right?
Well, if you're trying to convince them to do something. I mean, if you just want to communicate, you don't have to roll anything.
Okay. Well, I want to tell them we're part of a joint operation. We were sent here to extract you. The weather is going to get rough, and I understand that there is a problem with local wildlife.
He looks you up and down, perhaps recognizing that you may be a synthetic, and he says in a very thick Russian accent, "And who is your commanding officer, robot?"
Udo, step forward.
Yeah, I will indicate.
But he says that in Russian first.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
so you don't understand it. You indicate to Lieutenant who it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the man looks at you. He's got a small pair of spectacles and some messy black hair. Otherwise, he's got a bit of a 5 o'clock shadow going on, but you imagine he's probably usually clean-shaven. And all these guys look a little worn out, clearly stressed out on the situation. As he looks to you, any of you that passed your observation test, you can tell that these are some sort of plasma rifles, but none that you've ever seen. If you have more than one success, you would guess they might be some sort of experimental weapon, because it's definitely something you recognize as something you've never seen before, a different make or a different model. That's weird, being on a biodiversity outpost. That seems really strange. They don't seem to try to stop you from looking around a little bit. And the scientist looks over to you, LT, and he says, so you're here to rescue us. Would not expect it from, Three World and UA.
Stranger things have happened. I'm looking for Director Casimir.
That is me. I suppose some help is better than no help, considering what's outside these walls, no?
We're the best help you're gonna get and your best chance to get out of here alive. So I need you to cooperate and tell me what the situation is. Any information you can give us can help. Where are the others, for starters?
I don't disagree, Lieutenant. To be blunt, Outpost is special weapons testing facility, and he motions to the weapons in the chambers behind you guys. This is all that is left, other than one of my researchers, Alexei. We cannot find him. Otherwise, everyone is accounted for. And he waves a hand at the workers, who clearly he considers himself better than. It surprises you a bit that he's that upfront about the research, but perhaps he realizes the jig is up because you guys are literally staring at it.
I'm not interested in what you're working on here. My job is to get you out.
Well, that is all fine, but we cannot leave without data and weapons, and certainly not without Alexei.
I agree on the last part. Our job is to get you out of here alive. I don't care about your research.
He gives you a hard look. Well, we may be at an impasse then.
Hey, listen, asshole. This isn't a request. It's an order.
He says, last I checked, I do not take order from UA.
Do we who is our representative of who were the Russians aligned with again?
UPP.
UPP. Do we have a UPP representative other than the android?
Nope, just the android.
Allow me to give you the order then.
He laughs at that when you say that.
Yeah, see, that's why I said shit.
He says, look, there's no need for disagreement. You help me find missing friend. Most of research is here. There's just one thing that's outside we must get. And, our weapons will be big help to you, should anything else show up.
Fukuda's gonna address the crew. Says quietly under her breath, I don't like this.
Yeah, no fucking way.
As you are discussing this, you all hear a muffled explosion. You feel part of the dam shaking. A couple consoles and terminals nearby begin to flash klaxons, red and amber warning lights, and you can hear, some sort of like warning alarm that you'd hear in a power plant of some sort going off. Everyone, especially the workers, are all obviously shocked at this and kind of looking around nervously, speaking with each other in their various languages. You probably can't understand most of what they're saying. They're not speaking English for the most part, but you can tell by their tone that they are nervous and worried about something.
Who's gonna yell out, what was that?
At this point, one of the other researchers runs over to one of the consoles and starts typing in some commands. And he says something in Russian to Casimir, which, Brian, you understand. He says, it's the hydropower plant. He says, we have fire. He says, looks like it's getting worse. It will blow if it's not dealt with.
The time to leave is now.
We can't leave yet. We need to get one more. Does anyone have an auto sentry with them in their equipment by any chance?
What do you mean an auto sentry? A sentry gun?
Yeah.
I don't believe so.
How secure does this area look? It just looks like 2 entrances here.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty basic. I mean, you're under tons and tons and, feet, maybe even meters of concrete.
But the 2 entrances, are they like blast doors? Can they close themselves in? Does it seem secure?
Yeah, these particular ones are fairly secure. I mean, they're not like bulkheads, but they're not just like glass doors either.
All right, director, cut the shit. Where was this guy last seen?
I was afraid you were going to ask that, and I'm trying to read where the hell he is. I was like, Alexi's missing, but where is he?
To buy you some time, Sergeant will lean over to LT and be like, does it fucking matter? What's one less UPP asshole out in the world? Let's get the hell out of here.
Are you, I'm sorry, are you the sergeant? Are you Tim?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Look, Sergeant, where our mission was to come and get everyone out. That means everybody.
The guy's probably dead already if he's down there.
And we'll confirm that.
Yeah, I mean, she shuts up, but you can tell she's just not happy with the situation.
We can escort the other survivors back to the dropship.
Not with that thing still potentially being out there. Jesper, why don't you stay here and keep an eye on all of them while we try to find this Lexi guy. Is Lexi a male, female, android?
Alexi is a male human. Give me a command test. Private Jesper certainly doesn't want to sit here. One might say he's mouthing off.
Goddamn Jesper.
Where the fuck is this guy at?
1 success.
He grumbles, but seems to deal with it. Mm-hmm.
Jesper, secure the area while we're gone. Close the doors behind us. Make sure nothing gets in unless you hear our voice on the other side.
Or out.
He's eventually Casimir says, last we saw Alexei, he went up top, was helping with sentry guns.
Up.
Yes, top of them.
Is the sergeant? Are you presumably kind of our weapons guy?
Yeah, I mean, she's good with ranged weapons.
Yeah. Well, I guess he's probably okay. She's gonna kind of nod over at the plasma guns. What do you make of those? Think those might come in handy?
She just kind of pats her M41A pulse rifle and she says, "This is all the backup I need right here. I don't trust that UPP shit."
Fair enough. Sounds like we're going back outside in the weather. Which sentry gun?
The left side, he says, the west side.
West side? Okay.
And he the one scientist that was looking at the terminal, he says, what about in Russian again? What about the fire? If we don't stop that, dam will blow.
How do you presume we stop the fire? Is there some kind of fire extinguishing thing?
The dam is surrounded by water, isn't it?
It is. Let me see. He says the plant was damaged since the black rain fell, and you can do manual shutdown, perhaps hack controls remotely although that will be difficult.
We do that from these terminals here.
Perhaps.
DOS,
Yes.
see what you can do.
Alrighty.
Would you say the lieutenant is commanding DOS to do something?
All right. It feels wrong to use command on a fellow PC, but it does give bonuses. Oh God!
Oh,
Oh,
no.
you're panicked.
First panic of the. Oh, I should say everybody's stress goes up by 1 when the explosion ripples through the dam. Obviously, so everybody
Obviously.
increase their stress by 1. So Fukuda, you have panicked. So you're going to go ahead and on your character sheet, on the general tab. Oh, roll the stress button in the top right. Okay, so it's going to take your current stress and add whatever you rolled. If you get higher than a 6, that's bad. So you have nervous twitch. Your stress and the stress of all friendly PCs increases by 1. So everybody's stress actually goes up by 2. 1 from the explosion, and then 1 from seeing Fukuda kind of nervously try to give an order, and her voice cracks at the worst possible moment when no one else is speaking.
God.
Lieutenant's breaking.
You're not panicked anymore, so we'll turn that off. So DOS, give me the comtech. This will be at -2.
Alrighty.
Oh, another panic.
Oh,
Please
boy.
roll your stress.
What did you say, Chris?
Roll your stress, please.
Thank you. I hit it like 12 times.
Keeping it together. Okay, so you are okay, but you can see DOS just loses his concentration and he cannot get into the system.
So the 1s cancel out the 6s, I'm assuming?
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? My bad. It's only if you roll a 10 or more on your panic do you fail the roll. You still pass the roll. So you're actually okay. You get a little nervous, but you overcome that. So actually, I'm sorry, Fukuda, you would have passed as well. It's just that you panicked when you did it. So he would have gotten to roll an extra dice, but he's able to get into the system, and you are able to shut down things remotely. It's going to take probably about a turn, which is about 15 minutes. So DOS is currently occupied doing that, trying to, change safety valves and things like that to get the power plant shut down so it doesn't blow.
God, I don't want to split us up. 15 minutes. Do you tell us that it's going to take 15 minutes?
Sean?
I'm sorry, what? I thought that was a Chris question. Yeah, I'll just say it's going to take roughly 15 minutes for the system to shut down, everyone, so hold on to your butts.
Damn it, Corporal, we don't got that kind of time.
Not sure what to tell you. Chris, is there any way I could possibly try to speed up?
No, you would need to have rolled extra successes there.
Oh, okay. So it's not like I
yeah.
can do like something else to do it.
No,
Okay.
once you do a roll, that's pretty much it
Okay.
in this game.
He was owed an extra die because of...
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you can roll the extra D6 if you want. Just click the D6 at the very bottom right of the screen in the chat log, and then hit enter.
Sorry, and if Fukuda seems impertinent to you, DOS, it's because you're her rival, I guess.
Oh, well, it was
It's not
2D6.
me, I
Okay.
promise.
Doesn't matter. Neither one. So,
Yeah.
yeah, you estimate it's going to take a little time, DOS.
Yep, so I mean, if you said that, what was his name? Jasper?
Jesper?
If he's staying here, I mean, if you guys want to go, I could stay with Jasper.
No, I don't. Out of character, don't want to split us up.
Why
Alrighty.
not? Nothing bad ever happens when you...
Where was that voice coming from?
Yeah, just do it.
Does Jesper have any contact skills?
Let's see. He just, like, cocks the gun, and, like, loads around. Like, that's all you need to know. That's what he's here for.
Right.
Subtle. I like it.
Okay. Well, how about this?
I have a quick question, though. So we took control of the sentry that was facing the West Bank, yes?
The East Bank.
Oh, we took the one on the East Bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was closer to the comms tower.
I got you. Okay.
Also, at this point, I'm gonna need everybody to make an air roll since you are wearing biohazard suits. You should be able to go to your inventory and click on where it says air, and it'll roll 2 dice. If you roll any ones, any face huggers, your air will go down by 1.
Oof.
You only have
Sixes
2
don't do
air on
anything?
these suits. 6s don't do anything. Just don't roll a 1 is all this is.
Is it, Chris, on the suit itself, the air? Or is that
No, it's under general, not inventory.
I'm
Oh.
sorry, General. Hit the little parachute box next to air in the bottom left corner.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Oh,
Oh.
shit.
Oh boy. Okay, so almost everyone's air except the lieutenant. I guess I should roll for what's his face too here. Let me roll for Jesper. He looks at who's his rival? Let's see. He looks at the LT and he says, I would expected you to be doing the heavy breathing here, LT. Impressive.
Lock it down, Jesper.
He gives you a smirk. We gonna sit here all day or what?
All right, new plan. Jesper, all of us are gonna go topside again. Jesper, you're gonna take all of these scientists and roughnecks back to the dropship. Keep them there while we try to get this last person.
Give me another command roll. He definitely does not want to do that.
This guy. Damn it!
Oh.
Oh, we have a panic. Even if you roll a 6, you'll be fine. But go ahead and roll. You won't get a 10 here, so you can't fail. Okay, you're good. He sees you, like, twitch a little bit, and he gives you, like, a mocking salute. All right, LT. Come on, maggots, let's go. And you see he starts kind of forcing the roughnecks out. Pushing them a little roughly if he needs to.
I guess we'll fall behind, because that's on the way to the West Bank anyway. Back to the dropship.
Correct, it is. Hold on, I'm just going to put these here so I have tokens for these if I need to make any rolls. So those are the scientists. And then these will be the... what do you call it? The other ones. Okay. Everybody please give me an observation roll.
Any penalties on this or just straight up?
Straight up. Okay, if you rolled panic, go ahead and roll. If anybody wants to push, go ahead.
1 success from Fukuda.
Tell me how many you got. Okay, 1. All right, Sergeant keeps it together. Who else panicked?
I did.
Layla and Jones panicked. Das, you're fine. You passed.
Oh, okay, good.
Nada.
It's the stress button in the top right corner of your character sheet. Nothing. Okay. All right, you guys are fine. Nobody freaks out too much. You see Jesper starts getting the people out, and you see that the scientists begin to gather their stuff, and most of them, all of them start to grab one of the plasma rifles off the racks.
LT, do we want these people armed? Fuck's sake.
We can carry that for you guys.
You can see Casimir turns and looks at you, and he just shakes his head no. I'm afraid not, Lieutenant. We will hold on to these. Better we have, 12 guns rather than 5.
I'll try command. That wasn't a request.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Oh.
Oh, a panic. It's getting worse. Go ahead and roll. He just kind of holds his ground, and he says, I'm not giving you our weapons, Lieutenant. And you see some of the other guys kind of like tighten the grips on their weapons, and, there's a bit of a standoff starting here between you and the scientists. Clearly, they're not sure if they should follow his lead or listen to you guys.
Sergeant speaks up, and she's like, do you think this is some kind of fucking pleasure cruise? Do you think we're a taxi service? We're here to get you out of here. Your only other option is to stay behind and get eaten by those things out there. Either you do it our way, or we'll leave you fucking here.
He looks to you again, Lieutenant, and he says, I suggest you keep your dog on tighter leash, or I'll put it down for you.
That's
And
it.
they're aiming their guns threateningly. No one's firing, but they are like, he starts to raise his gun, like, to get his point across.
Yeah, Sergeant actually will mimic that. She's gonna raise her gun in defense as well.
Oh, yeah, we got a standoff.
The lieutenant will begrudgingly step in front of the sergeant facing the scientist. All right, let's all calm down here, all right? We're here to do a job to get you out safely. That's all this is. You want to bring your little toys along, and if it means that much to you, fine. Let's just get a move on before this whole place goes under.
This is great. And they continue to gather their things.
You guys will lead the way.
Well, at this point, Jesper's already taken the civilians. They're making their way up the ladder, so they're ahead of you guys. Either he didn't notice or he's busy corralling like 7 people.
Yeah, they got numbers on us.
Yeah, you probably hear him shouting a little bit, like, come on, let's go.
Craig. Okay. All right. I guess we're heading out.
Okay. Well, where you guys exactly are you heading?
Same way we went, right? What do y'all think?
Well, no. So we came in like over here, which
Correct.
would take us to here. So I would say, probably start up over here. That way we can get these guys to the drop ship, and then we'll make our way to the West Bank.
Yeah, stay out of the weather. That's probably a good idea.
All right. As you guys are making your way up the ladder, you can hear some commotion from up above, and it gets like cut off by the storm as they clearly like open the door and make their way outside.
Something ahead of us went outside.
Well, you're assuming it's Jesper and the others, but you can hear some commotion from them as they make their way outside.
The lieutenant will kind of do hand gestures to everybody, like basically quickly get up there, guns up. You know, like those Marine gestures that point at my eyes and point that way or whatever.
Fist pump, rodeo spin.
Yeah.
Tactical gestures? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. As you guys pile up the ladder and make your way to the top of the dam, you can see Jesper and some of the roughnecks running towards the platform. And you see that everybody actually make me an observation at -1 because of the weather out here.
Two successes for Fukuda.
Nothing.
Okay. So you anyone who passed, if you have 1 success, what you see is another nervous twitch. Everybody's stress goes up by 1. Thanks, Sarge.
Getting real.
So what you notice is the over by the landing pad, for those of you that have 1 success, you can see there is someone, or I'm sorry, those are the 2 successes, can see there's someone running ahead of the group towards your dropship. Those of you that have only 1 success, what you notice is several shapes moving through the trees to your west, and they come darting through the tree line and begin to attack. They appear to be alien creatures, but they are much smaller than the large one you fought. You see 3 of these creatures that are on all 4s. They're about the size of maybe a tiger or a lion, and they have a strange red hue to them.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
And they move fast as fuck. And we're going to start another combat here. So go ahead and open your combat tracker again.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
For the one that I could see going towards the ship, can I make anything out about it?
How many successes did you have?
2.
The only thing you can tell from this distance is it looks like one of the roughnecks is missing out of the group that Jesper has. There's only 6, not 7. There were 7 when you went down there.
I had 2 also, and I don't
Yeah,
know.
you would notice that as well.
I don't know if I can make a shout before this shit gets real.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I'll shout at Jesper. Jesper, lock that roughneck down. I'm going to point in the direction of the person running.
Okay, give me a command roll. He'll probably listen to that order.
I was about to say. Oh my god.
Let him off the leash. Got it, Sarge.
1 success.
All right. Well, he goes running in that direction. I'll just put him on the track too, and just put them on the track as well. All right. Everybody, go ahead and roll your initiative. Now, you will notice that these nasty, nasty aliens have a speed of 3. So that means they get 3 actions on their turn.
Oof.
Kuda shouts, form a line! I don't know if that's a real command or anything, but...
Okay. So, initiative 1, Brian. These things break through the tree line. You guys are basically like on the wall here, so to speak. And they're breaking through the tree line. Jesper is running towards the bridge. And then the scientists and the other guys are kind of all around you, shouting and scattering in panic. So Brian, what do you want to do?
I'd like to light them up, please.
Okay.
How does that work out?
So you're going to want to choose which weapon you're firing.
Okay, I got the one.
Go to your inventory, make sure it's equipped, make sure it's under active. Just
Oh,
left and right click the icon of the item, and that'll move it between active and inactive.
there we go. Okay, it's in there.
And then you will actually left click on the weapon itself, and that should make an attack roll.
Okay.
However, everyone is at -1 because of the weather.
Okay, so I got to right click until it -1.
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. Even better.
Okay. So, do you just want to use all your successes for damage?
What do I got for options? What else can I do?
Go to your skills sheet and click
Okay.
on the little wrench icon next to ranged combat, and that'll tell you other things you can do.
Ranged combat wrench thing. Oh, there they are. Look at those. Inflict extra damage. Pin down your enemy. Okay. Let's see. Position yourself.
You guys would know that you can't pin xenomorphs. They don't give a fuck.
Okay. See. Drop a weapon. They don't have weapons. Your opponent falls to the ground. Ooh. Okay. What about falls to the ground or is pushed back? Can I knock these things down?
Yes.
Okay. And do I target one or can I spread that love around?
You have to do, I believe you have to do full auto to do a spread shot. So normally it's just one. There aren't mobs or anything in this game like in some other RPGs.
Okay. Well, I guess I
Individual
want to knock one down, the closest one, I suppose. So this fella to the north.
Okay.
And one of my successes to knock him down, and then the other 3 for damage.
Okay, so what's the base damage of your weapon?
Base damage for the weapon is somewhere in that character sheet. Let me bring that back. I've only got the one monitor because I'm bedridden currently. So
It's okay.
I gotta like close things and open things. Damage base value is 3.
Okay, and then you add your extra successes, of which you have 2, so that's 5 damage. And I'm
Alright.
pretty sure that gun is armor piercing, so let me roll their armor. Armor piercing in this game just halves their armor.
Okay.
He gets no successes, so he takes 5 damage and is just ripped to shreds.
To shreds, you say?
Oh yeah, acid sprays everywhere, but it is well and truly dead.
Good reference.
All right.
The scientists are next. They're panicking, screaming, shouting. Everyone's kind of running in random directions, not sure what to do. The aliens are next. They get 2 actions just like you guys, so they will use their fast action to close the gap, and then they will use their slow action to make an attack. And I will roll for the... We're missing somebody. Where's Das? There we go. All right. We'll roll a d6 here. If I roll a 6, then I'll just re-roll. Let's go top to bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 6. Let's re-roll that. I guess I'll roll 2, because we got 2 people attacking, or 2 aliens. 2 and 5, so Sergeant Tran and Corporal Das, you are each being attacked. So in this game, aliens roll on an attack chart. They have a d6 table, and that'll determine what they do. So because they are alien and we cannot possibly comprehend what they're thinking, they do things rando. So the first one against the Sergeant, oh boy. Deadly grab. The beast launched through the air, grabbing its victim with 10 base dice. Base damage 1. If it hits, it immediately drags them into a neighboring zone, dumping them on the floor. The victim is knocked prone and drops all handheld items and must make an immediate panic roll. Sergeant, have you gone this turn yet?
No.
Okay, if you'd like, you can give up one of your fast actions to attempt to block. I assume you have a weapon out. As long as you have some sort of weapon or tool, you can attempt to block this thing. You'll make a close combat roll, and you can have +1, because you've got a rifle, right?
Mm-hmm.
For every success you roll, you'll cancel out one of his. But I won't tell you how many he has until you roll, because you have to decide if you want to push.
Yeah, I will definitely sacrifice fast action to do that. That was
Okay.
not great.
Block 1. Do you want to push?
I do.
Or
Okay.
okay, you block 2. It had a total of 3 successes. You're going to take 1 point of damage.
That's
Now
not that bad.
you can roll your armor. So if you go to your general tab in the bottom left corner, again, you need 6s. Okay, none there. You can't push armor rolls because they're not a skill check. So you take a point of damage, so reduce your health by 1. You gain a point of stress when you take damage the first time in a combat. And this thing knocks you to the ground, which is going to make you prone. And you drop all handheld items, which would be your gun. And then
Fantastic.
it starts dragging the sergeant into the jungle, and it drops you just beyond the tree line. It starts circling you and hissing. The second one, after our pilot corporal. Oh,
I got an
that's a lot of
ability.
dice. What do you got?
I got an ability called Bodyguard. Did that come up with any hits?
Did what come up with any hits?
That attack?
The first one or the second one?
On the second one, that's attacking DOS.
Yes, it does have a hit.
Okay, so I got an ability called Bodyguard. It says if someone within short range of you is hit by an attack, you can dive in to take the hit. Roll for mobility. It says it doesn't count as an action in combat. If I roll 1 or more successes, I take the hit instead.
Yeah, if you want to use it.
There we go. I got 3.
All right, so this thing goes for. Why did it roll 2? Did it roll twice? It rolled twice for some reason. Okay, the first one was ready to kill. The xenomorph grabs its victim with its inner jaws poised to strike. It rolls with 10 base dice, and if it hits, the victim counts as grabbed and needs to make an opposed close combat roll to break loose. So this thing dives at you, Das, and at the last second, Brian shoulders you out of the way, takes your place, and this thing latches onto him. On its hind legs. Lengthwise, it's about as tall as one of you guys, maybe a little bit bulkier, although Brian's pretty big. It had 1 success. I will need you to roll a close combat roll, please, and it's got 10 dice for this. It has 2 successes, so it beats you. So you are grabbed.
Okay.
And you take... Does it do any damage? Oh, no, it doesn't. You're just grabbed. It's grappled. However, the victim and all friendly characters in the same zone, that's everybody, must make immediate panic rolls. If the victim does not break free, the xenomorph will use the headbite attack against them on its next initiative.
So I don't have to do this, right? Because I'm...
Correct. You're an android. You're like, whatever. Unfortunately, the rest of your team is panicking. Lieutenant drops her item, and her stress goes up by 1. Sergeant freezes, and everyone's stress goes up by 1. Corporal Das, you drop an item, and your stress goes up by 1. And Private Jones, you tremble, so your agility is at -2 until your panic ends.
Ignore that. Sorry. Trying to unequip it.
Just left or right click the icon.
There you go.
And you're grappled right now.
My that's 6.
Okay, Sergeant, you are up. What would you like to do?
I am frozen.
Oh no.
Oh, that's bad news.
So you lose your slow action, you still have a fast action.
I think I lost my fast action because of...
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, you blocked.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're preparing to die.
Yes.
The Wildcatters are also running around ineffectively, screaming in panic. Some running towards the ship, chasing after Jesper. Others trying to get away from the aliens. Jesper is going to take a shot at the person running towards the drop ship. And he's got a 12 gauge, so he's going to aim. And no, he'd probably just run and get closer, so he's actually in range. It makes more sense. All right, let's equip that, and kablam!
Oh,
Nice, nicely done. Well, he'll push that because he's, you know. Oh wait, he should have some stress. My bad. Probably have at least 3. Well, he'll push it to get 4. And okay, he scores a hit. How much health do these guys have? All right, you see, he hits this person, and they go down out of sight behind the dropship out of view. And he continues to run towards them. So he's over here. Lieutenant, you're up.
Fast action's gonna be picking my gun back up. And slow, I will give. Let's see what the turn order is. Jones. I'm gonna give a command.
Yes, sir.
Focus fire on that one that has your sergeant. Sergeant's my bud. Sorry, I know 2 of you are grabbed right now, but son of a bitch.
oof.
Oh, there's the panic roll.
Does he need to roll if I'm just going to follow it anyways?
Well, yeah,
It's
because he's
still
trying to give
bonus.
you bonus dice.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
Unfortunately, watching your friend get dragged into the jungle, you freeze, and everyone's stress goes up by 1, except the sergeant. Sergeant can't see you from where you guys are, because she's been pulled into the trees. The aliens are up again on their second initiative. Now, luckily, Sergeant, you've been dropped to the ground, so it's no longer grabbing you, so it'll make a new attack roll. And it's trying to murder you. Why is it rolling twice? What's going on here?
I think it's because of the like if I'm still grappled by next turn, does the head bite?
Oh, you know what else could be? I had to make custom character sheets for these creatures because they're special to the scenario. Their attack charts might be fucked up because of that. But you're right. It is doing the head bite. It has hit. You do not have a weapon on you or item, correct?
Correct.
All right, I need you to roll armor. It has 2 successes.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh my
wow. At the last second, you duck, and the jaw snaps out, smashing your shoulder plate, maybe doing a little superficial damage, but not striking you in the face. You live for another turn.
1 more.
Private Jones, all going to hell. What are you going to do?
I want to follow my command, and I want to see how well. So that one on Sergeant is grappling, or like?
No, it just
enough.
attacked her. So you can a couple things here. You're at -2 right now because of the trees and the distance, and the weather. So you could move closer, and then you won't have those negatives. However, if you panic, there's a chance you'll hit her because this thing is close enough to her. And even though she's on the ground, it's low because it's like a cat. So it's not a lot bigger than her. And of course, she's moving around while it's trying to kill her. So, or you could burn your fast action to aim, which will give you +2 dice on your shot, and then you wouldn't move. So you still have the -2 for range and weather, but you won't risk hurting her or hitting her, even if you fail.
Okay, let's do that.
All right, so make an attack roll. The negatives and positives will cancel out, so just do a straight-up ranged attack with your gun. Be sure to click on the weapon to roll the weapon, so it gives you all the bonuses and everything.
Not the range combat.
Correct, yeah. Because some guns give you bonus dice, and then it'll tell you the base damage of the weapon, too. So, he does it. Okay, Jones, do you want to push, or are you happy with that?
I'm okay with that for now. I don't want to push it.
Okay. 1 success is going to equal 2 damage. That is armor piercing, so let's roll its armor. It blocks 1. It takes 1 point of damage. Unfortunately, the dreaded blood, acid blood, splashes everywhere. So the way acid splash works, every alien creature has an acid splash rating. In this case, it's 7. That's how many dice it rolls against anyone that's next to it. And it adds +1 for every point of damage. So in this case, it'll be rolling 8 dice. If any of them are 6s, that is a point of damage. And if you take any damage, it continues to burn you next turn, but it gets halved. Not bad. Only 1. Sergeant, you can roll your armor against this. If you succeed, reduce your armor by 1, because it soaks the acid, but the acid eats through. And you live. And the acid stops burning at this point. I think if you click on the... right-click on the pencil and then edit it. You should be able to fix it.
Nope.
Okay, they're trying. Unfortunately, the aliens go a 3rd time. And this one continues on you, Sergeant. With a 2, that can't be too bad. Playing with its prey, the Xeno attacks, but not to kill. The target is knocked to the ground and drops all handheld items, but otherwise takes no damage. The Xenomorph stands over them, taunting its prey, so the game can continue. You gain +1 stress and must make a panic roll. Seek cover. Well, that makes sense. On your next turn, you must try to retreat. However, your stress goes down by 1. But every PC that is within short range, which would be everybody, is going to have their stress increased by 1. And that is the end of What a Round 1. Brian, you are still grappled. I will need another close combat roll, please.
Oh, no problem.
Assuming you want to break out, unless you want to do something else.
I mean, what else do I have? Can I just try to kill it with it holding on to me?
I mean, you could try. It'll be difficult. You didn't drop your gun, right?
No, I think this thing's attached to me.
But did you get a result that made you drop an item?
No.
That's what I was. Okay. Then yeah, I mean it's really hard because you know how big the smart gun is. So I think there's actually a penalty for shooting in close combat. Hold on.
Oh, I don't want to. I'm gonna clobber it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, are you punching it with the gun?
Yeah, if I could.
Okay. Give me a close combat at minus. We'll say -2 because you're grappled and because it's on top of you, so you don't really have room to
Sure,
swing.
let's go.
So
Oh, what a load!
No.
9 dice, I got nothing.
You try to hit it, but it's just too fast. It's not trying to block, but it's too quick. Okay.
Brutal. Here
The
we go.
scientists open up with their crazy ass plasma gun, which I have to find, so bear with me. Does this guy have it? There we go. Let's see how good they are with this thing. What? I mean, they'd have some stress probably, but that's fine. 5 successes. You guys see the blue glow like a 40k plasma gun just illuminates the darkness, and these bolts arc through the night, and they strike both of the aliens, screeching and burning them. They do a base damage of 4, so are they armor piercing? No. All right. Well, let's roll armor. I doubt it's going to matter. The one fighting the sergeant is toast. The one fighting Brian is also toast. However, acid sprays everywhere. Sergeant, they did. Oh man, they did 5 damage. That's a lot. Or no, wait. Base damage 4 plus 4, 8 damage. So sorry.
Oh my god.
Sergeant, you take 5 points of acid damage. Please roll your armor. And you take 5 points of damage as it eats through you. Please roll in the bottom right-hand corner of your general tab a critical injury. 25 impaled thigh could be worse. Low is good. To run becomes a slow action. The acid is eating through your leg. Unfortunately, it's still burning, so you will be burning next turn unless somebody does something.
And my health is at 0.
Yeah,
Oh.
so any extra damage you take just means you're going to take another automatic critical unless somebody does something.
Sounds familiar.
Brian, you also take a big, meaty acid splash. And you take 4 points of damage.
Oh, no sweat.
All right, you can roll your armor if you'd like.
Yeah, let me get there. And I just click on it. There we go. So
Okay.
soak 1.
Yep, so you take 3 damage, and you're still burning.
Okay.
Next round, aliens are up. I'm so sorry, Sergeant. Well, actually, you're dead, so it's probably just going to ignore you. And, oh wait, they're wasted. They got destroyed. What am I doing? They're
Oh,
fucking dead.
Zombie aliens.
Yeah, no, that's a different scenario. All right, they're dead. Combat ends. Anyone other than Brian can still make an action before the acid will hit your companions again. If you guys would like to do something.
Definitely running over to the sergeant and rendering medical aid.
Okay. Give me a medical aid roll. If you want to use a med kit, that gives you +2 to try to neutralize the poison.
Yeah, I'm going to use the med kit, and I'm also a field surgeon, which also gives me an additional +2.
Oh, nice. And then... Oh, that's for if they're dying from a critical injury. This critical injury is not fatal. So right now you're just trying to stop the acid.
Gotcha.
But you can have another +1 because of the rain is helping wash the acid away.
Sexy.
Oh no, she panics. Oh, it was so beautiful. Sorry,
boy.
LT. Roll your panic. And that med kit is wasted. Seek cover. Seeing your friend burning and dying is too much. And well, where do you run to hide?
Well, wait. So if this says if the roll was 10 or less, or under 10 or something like that, the roll still succeeds, right?
If it's 9 or less, if it's 10 or higher. What did you roll?
Our panic was a 9.
Oh, I see what happened here. So you actually rolled a 7, but since you're suffering from a panic from last turn, it goes up to the next one, which in this case is a 9, because your last one was lower than a 9. So that's why. So I don't know why it's saying seek cover, because 9 is drop item. So you drop the med kit, spilling stuff everywhere as you use it, but you do stop the acid, and your buddy is no longer burning to death.
Nice. I don't know how to delete it from my inventory though.
That's fine. I mean, you got a bunch of them, so. Anyone else want to do anything?
Yeah,
Somebody
I'll
help
try
me.
and help healer. I'm going to run over.
Jones, that was you?
Yeah.
Are you trying to help the android because he's burning?
Sure. Yeah, whoever.
Yeah, the android's the only one
I don't
who's
know,
burning, so go ahead.
Can you use a personal med kit on somebody else?
Yeah, gives you +2 dice.
Okay.
Can you
Okay.
use a med kit on a
Droid?
not
In
a
this
mechano man?
in this case, yes, because you're trying to put out the acid, and that doesn't matter if it's an android or a person. You're trying to
Okay.
wipe it out and neutralize it. So you're using stuff in the med kit to try to neutralize it.
Okay. And just a med roll?
Yeah, medical aid +2. Well, +3 because of the rain.
Okay.
Ooh, there's the
Oh
panic.
man.
Jones, roll your panic. Oh, he gets the 1 and gets another dropped item. So your stress goes up by 1, but you do put the acid out as you also dump the medical thing everywhere. You're like, I don't know what to do here. But Brian, you're not burning or melting anymore.
Hey, that's a plus.
Private has saved you. You hear at this point shots from over by the dropship, and you see, well, you can't see anything. Jesper's out of line of sight, but you can see the flash of gunfire from probably behind the dropship.
I
it
will
more of
hustle
that-
over that way.
Is it more of that blue plasma fire, or does it look like conventional?
No, it's conventional. Yeah.
Shotguns.
Yeah, you would hear the shotgun, you recognize it. When you get there, you see one of the roughnecks, one of the miners, the workers, on the ground, clearly dead, with several shotgun blasts to it. And you see Jesper just like spits at him after he finishes him off, and he cocks another shell.
Fakura's gonna get right in his face. She's not a pretty small woman, but she's gonna get right up to him, like grab his collar and try to pin him against the side of the hole. What the fuck did you do?
Surprisingly, he doesn't put up any fight. He just gives you a smile. He says, I made sure you didn't take our ride, ma'am.
You didn't have to kill him.
That gun he has said otherwise. You see he points, and the guy does have a pistol in his hand that's fallen to the ground.
She kind of looks down at it and looks back at Jesper. We'll deal with you when we get back.
You see, when the lieutenant turns away, the rest of you would like see him like flip her off from behind, or something to that effect.
Blows a raspberry.
Once the lieutenant's not looking at the scenario, the sergeant will become like kind of limping towards the dropship. And she kind of looks at Jesper, and she looks at the corpse on the ground, and she just fixes him with her gaze and just kind of gives a curt nod, and then limps back onto the dropship to start giving herself some medical aid.
So, first of all, everybody can uncheck their panic on their general tab. And if you're prone, you're not prone. Well, you're still prone because you're broken, so you actually can't walk, you only crawl. If somebody gives you a medical aid roll, they can try to get you some health back. Otherwise, you naturally recover health at about 1 health every turn, so every 15 minutes.
Wait, so
Yeah,
why am I broken? It just says I can't run because of my impaled thigh.
That's the critical injury, but you're at 0 health, so you're broken, which means you
gotcha.
can't do anything other than crawl and mumble in pain and try to communicate.
Well,
Yeah,
then never mind all of that.
Am I allowed to render medical aid again to him?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or to her, rather?
Can use a different med kit if you want.
I do so.
Oh, so close. All right, Lieutenant. Roll the panic. Oh, okay. Well, you drop this item. Your stress goes up by 1, but you had 2 successes. So, Sergeant, you get 2 health back, and you are no longer prone.
Kind of finishes, like, applying a bandage and everything to you and wrapping it around your wounds, and when she's finished, she just kind of throws it aside and says, fuck!
Can I use command to reduce stress or panic or something?
Only panic. The only way to reduce stress is to either use your signature item, which you can use once per session to lower your stress by 1, or if you rest in a safe place every turn, every 15 minutes you rest uninterrupted, you heal a stress as well. Unless anybody has any talents that might do something. I don't know if anybody does.
Well,
If anybody has the banter talent, that's a good one.
I'm gonna use my signature item right now just to get my stress down.
Okay.
She's getting like healed, and she's like bracing against the pain of the acid and all of that. She's rubbing this bracelet on her wrist and just kind of like a totem.
What is everyone else doing?
Well, I didn't know we could do that. I should probably use my signature as well to lower my stress.
Yeah, if you'd like to, go right ahead.
Yeah, you'll see her kind of grab it, one of her front pockets on her combat outfit and take a key out, and she kind of looks at it and then clasps it with renewed determination.
Brian, you see Jesper taking his out. He's got a canteen, which does not look UA style. Looks foreign. As a matter of fact, you would recognize it as UPP. And it looks like there's a bullet hole in it. And it looks like he takes that out and he starts unscrewing the cap and screwing it back on and kind of playing with it. And he's just kind of admiring it and like staring with that 1,000-yard stare at the hole.
I pull out a folded picture that I keep in my pocket, and I show him. I go, "This is my family," and it's definitely a page torn out of like a Sears catalog. This is my wife and my daughter.
It's like the stock photo that you get with the frame.
Oh, luckily, Jesper is your buddy, or you're his buddy, I should say, and he goes, yeah, better than some of the family you get stuck with, right?
Yes, they're waiting for me.
You can tell, like, he knows that clearly they're not your family, but he, like, seems to try to, like, kind of play along and, like, let you take whatever comfort it is from it. Jones and Das, what are you two doing?
Yep, I'm going to have a pack of cigarettes. And in the pouring rain, I'm going to keep trying to light a cigarette until I can get it to light.
All right, you go through a couple of them as they get soaked, and the package is just drenched because it's up in your helmet, but eventually you do get a little ember going and take a quick drag.
I like that one.
Das, you want to join the signature item party here?
Sure. I'll take out my pocket-sized jade elephant and just, I guess, look at it. I don't know. Look at it, kind of a concerning look, like, that's all I got. And
am I ever going to get back home to my...
Kind of, yeah. My baker's
2 dozen siblings in my collection of jade elephants.
Yeah.
For each sibling.
All right. Well, everybody gets to reduce the stress by 1, and you can see the workers have kind of gathered over by the platform by you guys and are like eagerly waiting for you to open the drop ship. The scientists, you can see Casimir, Casimir. He is kind of keeping an eye out and looking at the over the corpses of the aliens, which are sizzling.
Okay. Well,
you're welcome.
Fukuda kind of glares at him.
I told you, 10 guns better than 5.
Is that where Alexi went? Where all the things came from?
He looks around. He's like, I do not believe he went out into woods. Unless he was very foolish, but he was up here to help set up sentry gun.
Safe to assume he's probably fucking dead, huh?
You can see the scientists are kind of looking around, like, to see if there's any sign of him here.
We can't... There are no assumptions. We gotta confirm. She points at the director. You're with us.
All right.
Can I use my motion tracker and see if I can look into the woods?
You can. Give me a power roll on your motion tracker, please. It'll be on your not consumables, your inventory. Make sure it's equipped. And then roll the button that says power, PWR, or the number that says power. And it should roll it. If you roll any 1s, your power goes down by 1, just like air. Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
So the power drains by 1, but you actually have a bit more of an advanced motion tracker. You have the M316, which is a smaller one that actually attaches to the side of your rifle. It's not the big bulky one that Hudson had in the film. It doesn't have as much power, but it's a lot lighter and a lot smaller. Because of that, it doesn't have as much range. But you pull it out, you fire it up, and the only things that you see, you're assuming, are all of your people around you moving about. You don't see like anything out in the woods, or it's hard to tell anything in the water, because again, it just shows you distance and like direction, but it's not very accurate, and doesn't show you if they're elevated or lower than you. But yeah, you count the dots and it counts up to everybody who's currently alive and moving around.
Okay, I'll convey that to the team then. I don't see anything out there moving.
Fukudo nod at you, and my best attempt to portray a 80s action movie, she's gonna take one step out into the rain and kind of face the rest of everybody, kind of look up at the sky and take it in for a sec, and look back at all of you. All right, we took some licks, but we're still in one piece for the most part, and we still have a mission to do. We gotta find out what happened to Alexei and get the fuck off this rock. Jesper, you're still with them. I don't want any more accidents.
All due respect, LT, but why? It's one guy. We've already just lost another guy out there. How many of our squad members are going to die before enough is enough? Let's get the fuck off this rock.
That's the job, Sergeant, and that's what you signed up for.
Brian, you and Jesper can see everyone arguing over there. You guys don't have like access to the dropship. It would probably be the LT and the corporal, because he's the pilot.
Mm.
They probably have like a key card or something.
I will head over to the corporal.
Yeah, you see Jesper gets like underneath the back of it, so he's like out of the rain. And you see like some of the workers kind of scaredly huddling, doing the same, but trying to stay as far away from him as can, which is like maybe a few feet. He just kind of gives them a look, but he doesn't say anything.
I will in Russian say, "Don't act dumb," and then go and try to get the corporal to come back with us to open it up and let him in.
Getting real now.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait to learn what everyone's motivation was, or agenda rather.
I think I have an idea of what LT's is, but yeah, very interested to hear.
I feel like we haven't hardly explored this map at all, man.
Oh, not at all.
You guys are standing in the rain. You've used your items to calm down a bit. Stress is still pretty high. It seems quiet. Brian has rejoined the group, telling Das, like, hurry up, let's get in the shuttle. What do you guys do?
I think we gotta head south and try to find Alexei.
Casimir says, that would be good. If we can get to rifle range, that's where the last notes are. If we don't find Alexei, then we can leave.
Lead the way.
He seems to agree with that, and he leads you guys south. Do all of you follow? You see, obviously, Jesper and the others are still over by the shuttle.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Yep.
Okay. You head south through this winding trail, which is very covered in mud and runoff and rain. It's a sloppy, slippery trek. Do you guys rest at all to try to get any more stress down, or are you just trucking through it and hoping for the best?
I don't think we have time, do we? Like, what's our? Can we?
Well, you've stopped the power plant from falling apart. It's really up to you, though, if you just want to get out of here or risk taking a rest.
Well, I mean,
Is the weather getting any better?
Every 15 minutes, every turn you spend resting heals 1 stress.
Oh yeah, we have hours, right? We have like 4 hours, right?
Well, the other thing is your air, which everybody should roll for right now.
Oh shit.
How's the weather, Chris?
It's getting worse.
Ugh.
Oh, Jesper's down to 1. All that killing civilians really wore him out. He's tuckered out.
All that heavy breathing in there.
Nope, you're good. Okay. Is anybody out of air yet?
No.
A few people down to 1. Okay, well you're good then. Yeah. Do you keep going or do you try to find somewhere to rest?
Oh, we could rest in the drop ship. I'll ask, like, what do you guys want to do? It's up group vote, I would say.
Can't rest too long because if this weather gets even worse, might not be able to get out of here.
What about a 30-minute rest?
Up to you.
I do that.
Makes sense to me.
I'll go with the group.
All right. You guys go back to the shuttle, open it up. Civilians are very happy to be out of the rain, and they're huddling in whatever seats they can find, and you guys begin to take some rest and get yourselves in order here. So, I'm going to make a roll here really quick. And... All right.
Quick
So...
does my PDAT record the camera footage of everyone? Like, can I go back to see footage?
No, but I believe your armor has that capability. I'm pretty sure.
I've got a question too when you're done with that.
Yeah, go ahead.
This area over here by the testing range, is that large enough to land the dropship?
Potentially. The issue is that it's all just open dirt and mud. You don't know how stable it is, but yeah, it would fit.
What I'm trying to do is to go back on Jasper's footage to see what happened with Roughneck.
I don't think you guys have a command center to actually do that with. Like, it's recorded, but I don't think you have a way. I'm looking at it. I don't think you have a way to actually look at it. Yeah, because it's part of the helmet, which is included in the armor. I guess, yeah, it'd probably be linked up to the dropship. Probably has some sort of monitoring system. So, give me a comm-tech roll, because you're trying to access it kind of like mid-mission here.
Well, I was thinking because the PDAT it syncs with all the cameras and everything and takes in data, like mapping devices, PDTs, and all the helmet cam. So I can view everybody's live, I'm sure, like what their cameras look like, but I don't know if it retains data, you know?
Okay, yeah, it does. Okay. Yeah, you back it up, and yeah, you see when they're both running towards the dropship, Jesper fires the first shot and hits the guy like in the back or in the shoulder, and he falls to the ground. And then the guy pulls out a gun and takes a shot at him, and then Jesper closes the distance and guns him down right there on the ground.
Sounds like a court-martial to me.
Do you say that to him, or?
No, but I'm like
okay.
viewing my tablet, and he might notice me look back up at him and glare when I see that he took the first shot.
He glares right back at you.
I really wish I didn't have to leave the NPC with him, but I don't. I don't want to leave him alone here either, or split the party.
Well, 30 minutes goes by. Everybody can reduce their stress by 2, but you will need to make a decision.
Yeah, set out to the gun range, right?
Did you say my health goes up after 15 minutes too?
Yeah, you should be. That'd be another 2 health for you, so you're probably back to full.
Yep.
Do you take the dropship over there, or do you haul it on foot?
Is that an option, Das? She'll say.
I mean, it's like I said, it's not the best landing zone, but you could attempt it.
Chris,
Das, do you think you can do that?
Well, real quick, what is like the landing gear like on this?
It's like the typical like retractable flat landing gear, like on some of the 40K spaceships.
Okay, that's what I
like the big long ones. Yeah, kind of like an X-wing would have, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Like
not
skis?
wheels like an aircraft. Yeah, more like skis than wheels.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. And what did you say was like muddy?
Yeah, this is just like dirt road. So
And it's
at this
with
point,
bad,
it's
with
just
bad
it's-
weather. Okay.
Oh yeah, you know, and it's like on a bit of an incline overhanging the river.
And how far? Okay, how far away is it to fly?
Oh, like probably less than a minute. Probably takes more time to fire up the engines than to fly over there, to be honest, and to land.
Okay.
But it'd be a hell of a lot faster than walking or running.
Then let me.
Hey man, what's the worst that can happen? You crash the ship and everybody dies in the river? It's fine. It's
Well,
alien.
all
That
right.
shit happens.
Well,
okay.
Let me ask. Let me ask this: in the movie,
Sorry, my inner monologue.
Bishop was able to pilot that thing remotely using his
computer. Yeah.
Is
You've
that
got
something?
that computer. Yeah.
Is that something we can do?
Yeah, you've got that very computer DOS does.
Because we might have to get out of here fast. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, I cannot make the decision for you.
Oh, come on, can't you?
All right, you land. Everybody dies. Everybody make a breathing roll, or you suffocate, drown. The end.
Well,
It's up to the lieutenant, or if DOS just wants to fucking gun it and be like, "Yeah, I got this."
Lieutenant's asking Doss's piloting expertise on the matter.
He's got a couple extra stress dice to help him out. He should be fine.
could I keep
What if he
Could
doesn't
I?
land and we just use the drop rope?
I was just gonna say, could I keep this thing just hovering
Yes.
until they do a quick search?
Yeah, because remember, you guys do have rappelling lines too. You could use.
That's what I was
I
saying.
mean, it's not easy in this weather, but you could certainly do it and not have to land the ship.
Matter of fact, honestly, Das, why don't you just get in the drop shift and cover us overhead? That way, if we run into any more of those things, you can just light them up with missiles.
Maybe
and
someone else
stab
should be here with me. Someone we trust. It's not a criminal. Fast.
Jasper gives you a look of daggers.
Well, we're all gonna die soon. Just say
The
it like
criminal that, remember, we still have a ship because of that criminal, FYI. You're welcome.
it. We don't know that for sure, but
What do you think he was doing? Run in to check out the paint?
didn't you say I was the one that had the key to get the thing activated?
Well, I mean, that guy obviously didn't necessarily know that, or maybe he was going to try to hack the door. I mean,
Yeah, all we
Awful.
got is
Okay,
speculation.
regardless-
Dead, don't we, Jesper?
Regardless,
Guys, this is not the time to go over this.
I will hover it. Someone should stay here with me to help fire the guns, keep an eye on everyone else. Rest of you guys go do your
everybody
reconnaissance mission.
feels a large rumble, and the actual dam feels like it's shaking. And you hear a loud, subdued thud, and it continues to repeat. Kind of like the sound of almost like the footsteps in Jurassic Park.
Oh, jeez. The fuck is that, Casimir?
Could be one of the large ones.
Large ones.
Yeah,
Were we briefed about large ones at all?
well, you saw the large one in the water.
Yeah.
Unless there's something bigger, but you've never seen anything that big, you know. The thing was about the size of like a Praetorian, so not quite as big as a queen, but still chunky.
Are we all still in the ship?
Yeah,
Yep.
Does take
I'm
us
go-
up in the air. Let's
I'm
evaluate.
I'm going into the pilot and I'm getting it started.
Give me a piloting roll at -2. I'm sorry, -1.
Oh, wait, hold on. -1.
Yeah, sorry about that. Ooh, look at this hot shot.
Nice.
Okay, so this is nothing to you, Das. This weather is not as bad as it looks, and you are flying this ship like a pro. You guys barely feel any turbulence when you take off. If anybody would like to give me observation tests, they may do so. And where are you flying? Just towards the gun range? Down by 11?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Any modifiers?
Oh, Jesus.
It'd just be -1 because of the weather. Oh boy. Oh, look at Brian, the little android that could. I'm helping.
Yeah.
I need a couple panic rolls from everybody except the SARS.
I'm gonna roll. I might be panicking, but I'm gonna roll to try to cancel out.
You got to do your panic roll first.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't interrupt. It happens. Ooh,
Oh
that's a
no.
Seek cover. Okay, and then who else? There was one other person that failed their panic roll.
I'm in cover. I can't get in cover anymore.
Okay, 2 of you keep it together, but it's too much for the lieutenant, who basically takes cover like under like the co-pilot's chair behind it. Your stress goes down, LT, but everybody else's stress goes up by 1 as you kind of cower in the corner. And you see Jesper just go, fucking typical. Send a doctor to do a soldier's job. We're all gonna fucking die out here.
I'm gonna go up to the LT and I'm like calming her down and like helping her get like squared away, get her stood up and sit her down in one of like the chairs in the back.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take the co-pilot's chair.
All right. Are you trying to command her out of that, or just move her?
Oh yeah, I'll command her if possible. Like, she'll phrase it not as like a direct order, but like.
No, it's just you use the
like,
command skill to soothe her.
Yeah.
Or slap her, get your shit together, or you panic when you do it. That works too.
Now can I roll command to?
Well, no, because your thing lasts for a round. So hold on. So he keeps it together. So he passes. So
we
he
just
does
command each other.
Yeah, he does get you out of the panic as she brings you to the back and she sits you down and takes your place. So you can remove your panic, LT. In the meantime, the others who passed, which was Das, and that's too bad you had 4 successes, LT. Everybody else passed except you. You all can see a dark shape in the water just below the surface, ramming into the side of the dam.
Can I get a missile lock on it?
It'll be difficult because it's under the water, but you can try.
I'd love to try.
All right, so let me get that weapon again. We just had to go back. Vehicle weapons. That was what the hell was it called? The 150. Oh, I'm sorry. The big missiles, right? The one you only have 7 of.
Yeah.
Okay. That is the AG Hellhound. Hell yeah, it is. Okay. Make a ranged attack with +2 dice for the weapon, and then -2 because of the weather and it's underwater.
Okay, so straight roll.
Yep.
Fucking
no.
face huggers.
All right. Roll it up. Oh, each missile costs 12 grand. How's that feel?
Feels good.
Oof.
What? Okay, either way, you're good. So you just start smashing buttons, let off a missile, and it does strike. That will be 7-8 damage. Is it enough? It fails all of its armor rolls, taking 8 damage. There is an explosion that just sends like a nuclear mushroom cloud out of the water, and you don't see what happens as you guys fly past it, but you're assuming it's dead. Very dead.
She just kind of looks over at Das with a goofy grin on her face.
Everybody can reduce their stress by 1 when you realize that thing is toast. Well done. All right, for those of you, so everybody that passed, you saw that, you dealt with it, and now you fly your way over to the gun range. So we'll just move everybody over here. Are you rappelling or landing?
Can we see anything from the air first?
Let's check. So there's a dugout at the end. That's this one at the far end, and then this is where the targets and stuff are set up.
Yeah, in fact, on the way over there, ask Das to actually follow this trail so we can sweep the whole thing and run sensors and see if we can pick up any life forms down there that aren't xenomorph.
Okay, roll me the what do you call it? The thing. The motion tracker. Or if anybody wants to make observation rolls, they can. Again,
And the motion tracker as well.
-2. Either one. Yeah, whatever one you want to do. Oh, wow. LT getting it together. All right. Fukuda, the only thing you see are two weapons kind of dropped and half buried in the mud and rain. Other than that, there's no sign of any movement, human or otherwise.
He's not down there. He's not down there, Casimir.
No, but my notes are. We take that, we leave.
No, you didn't mention notes before.
He actually did.
Oh, damn.
He said we'll go there because that's where the notes are anyway, and if we don't find Alexi, then we just grab the notes and we can leave.
We're here for the people, LT.
She kind of like seconds that by giving Casimir like, he's right. Look. We go down, we get you notes, and we find out what happened to Alexi.
He nods. Agreed.
Das, you can remote this thing from. You can pilot this thing from remote.
It can, or I can just stay on the ship.
We might need you down there.
Well, here's the question: is everyone, even the civilians, going down there?
It's gonna be practically impossible for him to try to get out and also remote pilot at the same time.
Yeah,
So we
because
gotta.
if you're unless you land, if you use the repelling, then he's gotta control it.
We
He
gotta
can't repel and control at the same time.
I
Are you
say we
landing?
leave. I say we leave him in the pilot seat. We'll rappel down.
Yeah, I think
Well,
that's
to metagame, yes, that's the logical choice. But then
You can whatever you guys
player-
want to do, man. If you
that will effectively take Sean out of the game.
well,
not
he's still
necessarily.
he's still in the
I-
ship, so he can
Yeah,
follow you
okay,
guys.
okay.
Yeah,
All right, yeah, all
I
right.
could get attacked in the ship and die. You don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. See, now you're thinking.
This is why
Yeah.
he's going to be the one who survives this encounter.
Exactly. He's gonna fly away when it all goes to hell.
Yeah, you don't know
Slow down,
my
dude.
secret motivation.
All right.
To
Anyone?
abandon the whole squad.
All right. So Das, give me a piloting at -1. For every success you get, assuming you pass, you can give a bonus to everybody as they repel because you keep the ship so steady. Or you can panic. Love it. Love it. Crash the ship. Ooh, drop item. You drop the ship and everyone dies.
Can I roll a command?
No, so your stress goes up by 1. Maybe you like knock the computer off the like the dashboard or like cockpit terminal, whatever. But you don't fail if you roll a 9 or less. However, you only have 1 success. So everybody gets a bonus die, and you'll need to make a mobility roll.
Oh, real quick, is anyone staying in? Like, are the civilians staying here with me?
The civilians and it looks like the civilians and the scientists are, yeah.
Is there
And
anyone
Jesper.
else staying
And who?
in here with me?
And your buddy Jesper, I think.
Jesper, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's moving. He's just got his arms crossed.
Well, that's great.
Would trying to stop his panic benefit in any way here?
No, because he still passes. Because he
Okay.
didn't roll a 10 or higher, so he still succeeds because he rolled at least 1 success.
Gotcha.
Okay, everybody give me mobility rolls.
Not
Sarge, like a champ.
He
my
knows how
strong
to-
suit.
I got one.
Okay. Brian, you're a little messed up. Your motors, your servos are a little jacked up, but you're fine. Okay, everybody makes it down. It's a little slippery. Sarge is ready to get out of here, though, and leads the way. You guys stomp into the ground, and the little dugout bunker is right in front of you.
Sorry, I didn't realize my token was all the way up there.
It's a small little structure that, maybe would house maybe like 6 people. It's mostly just there to shoot. It's got like a protective blast on the front from any shrapnel or anything. And then you see there's a small little terminal.
Okay. Let's fan out. See if we see any other signs and look at the dropped weapons.
It's 2 more of the plasma rifles, the experimental ones, but you don't see any owners anywhere.
No footprints, probably from the weather, I assume.
No, if there were, they're long gone.
Anything in the dugout?
Yeah, there's a terminal, you see.
Oh.
Still got power.
Is there anything on the terminal?
I'll need a Comtech roll to investigate. At this point, the director would give you the access codes, so you don't get the -2 on the Comtech roll.
Does anyone have any skill in Comtech who is with us?
Not at all.
No.
I've got +2.
There you go. You also, in this game, you actually don't need any points in a skill to attempt one. But, yeah.
You want me to
if you
try
want
it?
to, go ahead.
Yeah, just trying to hedge the bet here.
Can I give him a command? Like, oh, never mind.
Do you want to push, Jones?
Yes.
Okay.
Just hit it again.
Yeah, hit push.
Nice.
Lovely. All right. Yeah, with the access code, it's just you're a little unfamiliar with how the UPP has their stuff set up, so it takes you maybe a minute or two, but eventually you do find what you assume that he's looking for. It's like labeled with the name of the plasma rifle, which has the guy's name in the name. So it's like the Ilyov, whatever it's called, plasma rifle.
So if somebody was here, is there any other structures around where they could have gone?
No. Other than the woods, no.
Sergeant, you see anything on your tracker?
Oh, I don't have the tracker.
I do.
Oh,
I
who
can
is
look. Let me take a look. Nope.
No, there's nothing. No movement.
Any other ideas, Casimir?
He comes back to you. He says, if he's not there, then I don't know where else he would be. And you do sense a bit of like sadness in his voice when he says that. And then he quickly says, did you find the data?
Did we? I don't
Yeah,
recall.
yeah, you guys found it. Yep.
Okay. Yeah,
Well, then
we would point over there.
I suggest we leave then.
Can we open up the data and see what it says?
If you want to spend time looking through it, sure. Do you?
Kind of.
Is it in
Do what he was
Russian?
willing to risk his own life for.
It is in Russian, yes.
Give it
Jones,
to
when you
Brian.
say it's going to take time to pry that open, how long?
Well, he's accessed it and he's downloaded it. So if you just want to sit here and read it, you can, but you've got it. You can leave with it if you'd like.
Just kind of give it a brief overlook at least. I want to see what's on there.
Well,
Yeah.
can't Brian like read it all like in a millisecond with his?
Brian would have to take a look, maybe like jack into it, you know. And basically what you see, Brian, it is indeed some sort of prototype plasma rifle. And what's impressive is that this would appear to be the first man-portable plasma rifle you've ever seen. Usually these things are mounted on at least like Jeep-type vehicles or APCs at least. Okay. However, you can tell reading through the notes that it obviously hasn't been perfected. It still has some flaws. It does, it seems to, because it's an experimental stage, it seems to have trouble penetrating armor, and sometimes the power packs have a tendency to overload and explode.
Okay. I will relay all this information. But translated into English.
You would know, should the UPP perfect something like this, it would be a big deal for them because they tend to be the lower tech of the three big superpowers. You know, just kind of like Cold War or Soviet Russia, they're more about manpower than quality. And you would definitely know that, Brian, because being a UPP android, they use substandard parts, and you actually have a rule where if you take criticals, you have to roll twice.
I'm made out of trash, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, it could be a big game changer for the UPP if they changed it. It makes sense why he would want to, obviously, keep this data. It seems important.
I'll ask Casimir, why was Alexei over here alone? Why was he separated from all of you?
He says, I never said he was here. I said we should check. I said he left and went to go help set up sentry gun and never came back. This is only place of base we haven't searched.
We haven't checked the garages. We haven't checked the offices. We haven't checked the village.
Well, as you said, Sergeant, why waste more manpower? We have what we need. We
That's
searched
wrong.
out for Alexei.
No, we didn't. And this isn't what we need. It's what you need. We need Alexei, and we're not leaving without either knowing he's dead or finding him alive.
Suit yourself, Commander.
I'll radio up to Doss and let him know what's going on.
At that, everyone hears a horrifying shriek echoing through the valley. All of you eventually see a large red shape, silhouette, breaking through the clouds and flying towards the dropship. This thing is about the size of the dropship, if not bigger. And it's kind of red in hue.
What the hell is that?
One last round of initiative, fellas.
What the hell is that?
They can fly now?
Oh, these ones can. Ooh, speed 3. Get fucked, noob.
Oh,
Chris,
God.
what's the initiative roll again? I'm drawing a blank.
Open up your initiative tracker, the fist, and then roll the D. Oh, you gotta right-click your token and then left-click the sword and
That's
shield.
okay. Hold on. That's what I always forget.
I'll put the scientists here too, since they have the guns.
Where am I?
All right. So we begin. Let's get a little combat music. Oh, here, this one. Space battle. Okay, rolling initiative. All right. Private Jesper at 1, sees this. He runs up to the cockpit with you, Doss, and he's kind of leaning over the co-pilot, and he's like, "What the fuck is that thing?" He's like, "Fucking do something!" But he sits down in the chair. Jones, you're next.
How far away is it?
Doss, we're gonna
Enough
put
for a
you right
long-range
here.
shot?
Hold on, let's do this. So Doss and Jesper, you guys are hovering. And then everybody else is over here by the bunker, basically, more or less. Oops. And then these guys are up in the dropship with you, and this thing's coming towards you. I'm sorry, what'd you say, Jones?
Yeah, I was trying to see how far away is it. Is it within long range shots?
Yes, it would just be at long range, which I believe there is a -2 for
aim?
long range. Yeah, if you aim, then it'll cancel it out. And you do
Okay.
get +1 because this is a large target. For our listeners, this thing looks like a cross between some sort of bat and alien, and it doesn't show it in the art here, but it's also got some fucked up feathers, as if it may have been a bird. Whoa. All right, hold on. We'll cancel that one. Okay, first one hits with 1 hit. Do you want to push?
Sure.
Do it. Oh, no. Roll your stress as you burn through the clip.
Yeah.
Mark is trying to call me? Motherfucker, I'm on vacation. Goodbye. Get fucked, noobs.
Get fucked, dude.
Ruined my life for the last week. Okay, so you do pass because you got a 9 or less. Your stress goes up by 1 as the gun kicks and you drop it. You do hit, but since you rolled a panic, you burn through the clip, so the gun has to be reloaded. You score 2 points of damage. It is armor piercing, so let's roll its armor. It takes 2 points of damage. You see, well, you probably can't see because it's so far away in the rain, but there is acid blood splashing off of it, but it's far enough where it doesn't hit anybody. The scientists are shouting in the ship as well. What the hell's going on? And then the raptor, as it is called here in the book, is going to try to tear you guys out of the sky.
Beautiful.
Yeah. If you'd like to give up your action this turn, Das, you can attempt a piloting roll to do evasive maneuvers.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, well, let's see if it actually tries to attack you. Let's see what it's going to do. A 4. It's pretty bad. Crushing blow. The xenomorph brings its entire weight down on the ship. You must make a mobility roll at -2. So give me a piloting roll at -2, or be crushed and immediately suffer.
I didn't do the -2.
Then re-roll that, please.
Oh my god, what is? Thank you. Okay, -2. Hold on. This is
Just
the
keep
real
rolling
roll.
until you pass.
No, that's the real roll right there. Right?
Was that
how
the
it
real
works.
roll? Right there?
That was.
Fourth,
That was at
fourth time's a
-2.
charm?
Yep.
Okay.
Jeez.
You panic.
course.
If you roll a 1, it'll be fine.
Can I counter that with a command?
Oh!
No, you can only counter panic after they start panicking.
Oh, okay.
So it's to remove the effect, and some of them don't remain in play. This one does. You're frozen by fear. Your stress and everyone else's stress on board goes up by 1. Jesper sees you just lock up with the controls. He's like, "Fucking do something!" And you rolled an 8. Wait, no, it goes up to 10 because you were. Yeah. Okay.
I can't stop Doss's panic there.
Not until it is your turn.
Oh, it says when another character makes a panic roll.
Am I incorrect? Hold on. Let me check the rulebook really quick and see what it says here. Skills. The skills. It says command, right?
Yes.
I guess you can do this out of order. It just says when another
I
character makes
interpret
a
that
panic.
it probably burns my slow action though on my turn.
I would imagine, yeah. Okay. Well, go for it. How do you... Well, yeah, I mean... You really can't tell what's going on. I mean, you can't actually see him, so... I don't know if you'd actually be able to do this, because I don't think you actually know that he's panicking. So the ship is going to take 3 criticals. Are there criticals for vehicles? I don't even know. I know there is for starships. Let's just look at how much armor this thing has. We'll do that. What is this? Shy and drop ship. It has 10 armor. I'm sorry, 7 armor, and it has 10 wounds. All right, well, I'll just count that as 3 attacks. So we'll armor 3 times. How much would it do? Okay, blocks the first one. Blocks the second one. Blocks the third one.
Nice.
All right, so you take a little bit of superficial damage. Not a lot. But this thing is smashing against you, and you are in danger of losing control. It is the LT's turn.
I'll command Jesper. Well, who's what's the line here? So us on the ground are kind of powerless. We get a negative to our range attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's roll a dice. I'll do a command on you, Duncan.
Man, to do what?
Yeah, what do you
Kill
think?
All right.
All right, Brian, you're up.
Can I push that actually?
Sure.
I'm gonna push. I want him to get as many positives as possible here.
Oh, the greed. You got 4 successes, though. Don't fuck it up. Don't roll 6.
3.
Okay, everybody's stress goes up by 1. Not the people in the ship, but the people on the ground. But you do pass, so Tran, you'll have 4 extra dice on your attack roll. Brian, your turn.
Okay. Sorry about that. Man, there's not a lot for me to do in the ship. So the controls are locked up currently with Freezy Daz, is that right?
Yes, you see. I mean, the ship is struggling in the air right now. It's being attacked, so that's all you can really tell.
But like Daz is he's freezing up. I think.
Well, you don't know that though, because you guys are on the ground.
Oh, I'm on the ground. Okay. Sorry, it's a little bit late. I'm starting to fade.
That's okay.
Oh man. If I'm on the ground, I'm gonna open up on this thing. I'm gonna start shooting.
All right. Do you want to sacrifice your action to aim? Get +2.
Yeah. Let's do
Get
it.
a bonus +1 because it's large, so +3.
Okay, cool. And no penalties for weather.
Just -1 at this point. It's not the distance; it's the weather.
So it's a net of +2.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Hey, I got 2. So
You need to roll your gun because your gun I think has roll.
You're right.
Roll 3 more dice.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, like that. Oh no, that's not right. That's gonna be 1d6 plus 3. I need 3d6. Hold on. Slash R 3d6. Oh, it's like roll 20. Okay. Ugh, nothing extra. So still 2 though. So
What's the base
yeah, I'll do the
damage?
extra
3?
damage. Yeah.
Okay, 4
So 4.
damage, armor piercing. Oh my god, it rolls 4 6s.
What
It
a
is
ripoff.
Impenetrable.
My God.
Wow, I've never seen that before. LT, light it up.
All right. Well, so for a command, do I have to use that on my next thing first? Or, all right, you know what? Here's what I want to do. I'm going to issue a command just over comms to Jesper, who I know is up there with him. And I'm going to tell Jesper, lock on with the aim 90Es and fire. And then I will use. Oh yeah, I'll do my command.
You're talking
roll.
about the big missiles or the small missiles?
These are the air-to-air missiles.
Oh, the air. That's right.
All right, so here's that roll. Fantastic.
What was the weapon called again? Oh, here, I got it. Okay, you fail that and panic. Well, you panic, but you pass, but there's no successes, so you don't issue the command successfully. That's your fast action. Do you want to shoot now?
Yeah, I will use my.
So you'll be at a total of +4 after all the bonuses and negatives.
Oh wait. So that.
Oh, good roll.
Yeah, I'll
All
put
right.
all that into damage.
So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep.
Nice. Is it enough? It takes 5 more points. Looks pretty hurt. Acid splashes everywhere on the outside of the ship, though. That was 6 damage? 5 damage. Okay, it's doing 4 points of acid damage. Does the armor protect it? It takes 2 more points of damage. It's just almost at half health, your ship. And it is now the Raptor's turn. I'll roll on a 4+, it's attacking the ship. If it rolls a 1, 2, or 3, it's going to attack someone on the ground. It goes for the ship. Charge. We roll for Praetorian. Oh, charger only. Yeah, I guess it could do this. It's a special thing. All right, Das, I need a piloting roll. Otherwise, bad shit's gonna happen. Uh-oh. Roll your panic, please. Of course.
Oh no.
Berserk! You must immediately attack the nearest person or creature, friendly or not. You won't stop until you or the target is broken. Everyone who witnesses your rampage must make a panic roll. That's going to be Jesper for sure, as he sees you white knuckle it. But he's like, yeah, now we're talking. The ship, let's see. Well, you're berserking, so that the panic doesn't matter. If you were in the cockpit with him, you would see his eyes go red with rage. If you can survive one more round, it charges again. Give me another piloting roll, Das. If you panic, you ignore it because you're berserking. Okay, you ignore the panic, so you pass with flying colors. You see Das does a crazy maneuver as the back of the ship drops and like swoops underneath this thing, and Das lines up the perfect shot. Your turn, buddy. What weapon are you using? The air-to-air missiles?
It's my turn. Whose turn is it?
Yeah. It's yours.
Yeah, I guess the air-to-air missiles.
Okay, make a ranged attack at +4. Alright, you ignore the panic. It does a base damage of 5, 6, 7, 8. Armor piercing. It takes 6 points of damage,
Nice.
exploding in pieces and gunk.
Yay!
However, the acid will hit you one last time. That was 6 damage. Only 2. I think your ship will survive this. It blocks both of them, acid sizzling through the hull, but we can assume that the high speeds and the weather quickly gets rid of it. The Raptor plummets to the ground out of the sky, crashing into the side of the embankment and tumbling down the cliff into the river, down into the ravine. You have survived. Das, I assume you pick everyone up and get the hell out of Dodge?
Yep.
Move.
Das? Sean?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, everybody loads back up. No need to make any rolls. And Das fires up the thrusters, and you guys make your way back towards your main ship in orbit. Well done. You have all survived this night of terror. Well done.
Excellent work, everyone.
Is there flavor text to read? I don't remember if there is. I don't. Well, if there is, I didn't put it in here, so I will read it this time. Final report from Delta Squad, Lieutenant Fukuda reporting. Romanska was a secret UPP weapons project site. Outpost was overrun by a xenobiological outbreak caused by an alien pathogen. There were, 15 survivors. This is Lieutenant Fukuda signing off. Well done, gentlemen. Not many people make it through an alien session without any casualties.
Nice.
We came close.
We tried our darndest.
We tried. Awesome. All right, not bad. Almost at our time. Well done.
I really like that scenario, the way like the pre-gen characters are set up, where like, because yeah, I was looking at my, who my buddy is and my rival and what my like agenda was. So it became very like difficult to navigate it,
Oh yeah, you know what? Before we sign off really quick, everybody tell us what your personal agenda was. I'll start with Jesper here. Prove to your squad you've got what it takes to be a jackal. Eliminate all hostiles with extreme prejudice.
Done and done.
I think he tried that. Yeah. He just wants you guys to accept him. That's all. All right, we'll go down the list here. Adam.
So mine, there's no outlet for the frustration seething inside you. To compensate, you take increasingly unnecessary risks, putting yourself in harm's way. I didn't have too many opportunities for it, but the one where I was attacking my buddy, I dove right in.
You took it, and it was for your buddy, which was pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
So, excellent. Wonderful. Well done. So if you guys would gain a story point for that, which are attached to players, which you could bring to other alien games. Not sure how you're supposed to track that free league, but you have a story point. If anybody tells you otherwise, just tell them I said so.
I'll let them know. I'll let them know at the shop.
Tim, what you got?
So a little bit about her background first. She was stationed on Tianjin Colony during the Dog War. I met my husband there, who was a local national. We got married, and then an MSS spy discovered the locals were fraternizing with UA, and so they dropped a bomb on the colony, killing everybody, including my husband. So my agenda was that I'm not over it. That I believe somebody at Romanska is secretly reporting on the others, and would it really be the worst thing ever if everybody didn't make it off-world?
You tried, for sure.
I did try.
I mean, that one guy that was trying to steal the ship, he didn't make it off, so...
No, he didn't.
You know.
Nor did Alexi.
That's true. While we're going through, if everybody would please reduce their stress back to 0, put your health back up to max, and we'll go on to Craig.
Yep. So mine was basically the Jackals can't keep fighting forever, and I had to do whatever I needed to make the mission a success. So.
Well, you patched up the android and kept him from melting to pieces.
Yeah.
You blasted a few aliens too. You saved Sarge's life for a little bit,
Yeah.
so that's cool.
Did what I could.
All right. Yeah. Scar.
So Fukuda, when she's working at a med station on LV-083 that was attacked by Xenos, she panicked and used her critical condition patience to lure it in so she could torch the entire place, and falsify the report saying that they were already dead. So ever since then, ridden with guilt, she vowed to make sure that she saves as many lives as possible, no matter what the cost.
You definitely tried that at every opportunity, so well done there. And our pilot with some berserking frenzy moves. What a clutch time.
Well, definitely failed the personal agenda. There's big money to be made in exotic weapons, be they technical or xenobiological. Smuggle something off the world, and it just might fetch the right price for your mom's procedure. So, definitely didn't smuggle any type of weapon off, but
We don't know what happens when you guys get back to the ship. Maybe you steal something from one of these scientists. You never know.
Yeah, we actually didn't turn over the weapon data either. That's probably worth something.
That's true. Yeah, that would be a whole nother firefight right in the ship.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Awesome. Well, fellas, I'm pretty much dying here from this cough, so I've got to sign off as well. But thank you all so much for making it here. You made this a little bit easier to power through tonight. So great to have you all.
Yeah,
Thank you,
for
Chris.
running it.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
All right. For our listeners, there will be more Alien in the future. I promise you, especially my Swedish listeners out there. I know you love it. We'll be back. Don't worry. It's Halloween time at this point. By the time you hear it, it'll probably be 2023. But happy Halloween or whatever time of year it is. Thank you so much for listening. And we'll see you on the flip side. Nighty night.